Okay, I think we're live now, and hopefully that is all issues resolved going forward. So we've had a complete reset. We've started again. We're back. If you're just joining the stream tonight, we're in Fire Red, Leaf Green, doing a shiny badge quest. We're currently resetting for a shiny Charmander with 674 resets in across the board for both of these, with no luck so far, but I do feel confident tonight. We've had some YouTube issues. The streams dropped like 3 or 4 times. Third time lucky. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the one. We can sit back, relax, and hopefully get some more luck. But I thank you for everyone for bearing with me through all these technical issues. I really appreciate it. And hopefully this time round, everything runs nice and smoothly, and we have an easier time this evening. So I feel like everything's been going against us so far, but we'll keep going, and we'll hopefully have no issues going forward. But Bob, great to see you. Third time, yes, mate. Hopefully. Five John, we're so back. We're back now. Back, BB. Hopefully this is the one. And Louis, fingers crossed. Keep those crossed. We need them, not just for the shiny hunt, just for the stream. Round however many. Here we go, Rad Dad. Hopefully this is the one. I wasn't too bad though. It was just over 5 minutes, so that wasn't too bad, too crazy. But yeah. Grazio, I know, right? I'm hoping now. I just need to keep like a close eye on my OBS, because that's telling me when YouTube's kicking the signal, and for whatever reason. Here goes, third time's the charm, and it's shiny time. Chris, I hope, after all we went through so far tonight with the technical, it's always the worst as well when you feel like everything's going well, and then you have something that's just totally out of your control and you can't do anything against. I'm so looking forward to just jump back into these games. It's like I just want things to run smoothly, but fingers crossed now we can just continue on and get some luck with this shiny. John, thanks, and thanks everyone hopping over and bearing with me through all of these technical scuffles. What are your thoughts on YouTube ads? Have I got ads on? I don't generally like them on my streams because it kind of cuts out and it keeps pushing pop-ups to me saying that I need to have auto ads on, and I'm pretty sure I say it every time. I don't mind them, but I have a YouTube premium account which I've had for years now, because when I used to work at the hospital years ago, I used to like my job, I never really had any like customer like facing situations, so I worked pretty much where I could listen to podcasts most of the day when I worked, but not to have them on the phone. I would shut my phone, and YouTube Premium used to be the only way I could like actually close my phone down but have the pod still playing or the video still playing so I could listen to it or stream or whatever. So I've had Premium for like the longest time, and with Premium you don't get ads, so it's my way of kind of, I guess, supporting other creators as well as kind of just skipping the ad bump on my account. So I don't mind them, but again, I don't really experience them too much, so I can't give any better answer than that. Sorry, that's just my experience with YouTube, and I watch YouTube more than like pretty much anything, so I don't really mind paying for the premium every month for it, because it like I don't have other streaming services, so it kind of swings and roundabouts, you know. I started recently playing BDSP, and your bleeding videos helped me out a lot. Great content, mate. Louis, I am so pleased to hear that the videos helped, and thank you so much for the support on the channel as well for the videos, and hopefully any future videos with games that you jump into and you need a little bit of help, they help out a bunch. So thank you so much though, I really appreciate it. The Nugget Bridge exploit still works? Yes, it does, yeah. It's a really good one if you just want to load up on a lot of cash at the start of the game, especially because it's before you get to the game corner and sell it on, which it can be quite useful if you want to just buy coins rather than playing the slots, and just to get, maybe, you know, if you want to get an average Rotini or something like that, like nice and quick. So it's a handy little thing that you can use at one-off. It does slow down your progress slightly, but I don't know, I think it's worth it. YouTube Premium for the win. Rad Dad, I do agree. I feel like I get all my value for money from it because of just how much YouTube I watch anyway. Was the lag on YouTube's end or mine? I feel like it was on YouTube's end, because the message that I get kept getting popped up on my OBS was connection with YouTube's API was failing. So I feel like it looked as though from my side that it was coming from YouTube and not my end, because like I was still connected to the internet. My OBS was running fine, which I thought it was the issue to begin with, but I don't know. YouTube, maybe, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but it looked more like it was on YouTube's end rather than mine. My name is Sport. How are we doing today? I hope you've had a fantastic Saturday. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Great to meet you at EUIC. Thanks for the cosplay, kind words. Taking a VGC break until Champions comes out. Also, thanks for the videos, especially Garchomp Z. You are welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. And again, it was awesome meeting you at EUIC, and hopefully get to see you at another event very soon. But I don't blame you for taking a break now until Champions comes out. I feel like everyone playing comp at some point is going to feel a little bit of burnout, even if it's just a tiny bit, you know. And it's always good, I think, to take breaks when you've got the opportunity to, especially when there's a new game like just around the corner, and kind of keep your powder dry for when Champions drops, and then come back in fresh and more eager and stuff like that. I feel like that myself, you know. I haven't really played too much Regulation F. I've watched a lot, and obviously like I would need to for casting and things like that, and keep up with the scene and do know about it, but I haven't played as much as I would regularly. And I feel like that's more down to the same sort of reasons. Like when Champions is dropping, I feel like I'm really so hyped for Champions, and so looking forward to jumping back in, like, and just on the competitive grind again. So yeah, there's no harm in it at all. Bebum, how are you doing, my friend? 55 months supporting this channel. Thank you so much, mate. I really cannot say enough how much I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great Saturday though, mate, and great to see you as always. Is like to see any member beat my streak on this account. Enjoy the stream, bro. Hope you get the shiny soon. Thank you so much, mate. I hope we do get the shiny. Have you been doing any shiny hunts in Fire Red Leaf Green? I know it's something you would probably fancy doing, but I don't know if you've jumped in, dived into it yet, if you've just jumped in to start playing the games. Let me know though what you're doing with Fire Red Leaf Green. Roz, oh, I thought it was me. Good to know though. It was definitely YouTube on my end, one of the two, but fingers crossed all the technical issues have gone now. And John, thank you as well, mate. 50 months, that's just nuts. You guys, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for the support. Like, is so appreciated. So thank you. Not quite 55, but not far behind. Definitely not far behind, John. Definitely not. Oh, good luck, bud. Thank you so much. Anyone else that is doing a shiny hunt in Fire Red Leaf Green, whether it's a starters or one of the legendaries or anything in the games, I hope you all have a lot of luck with your hunts tonight and going forward. You get those sparkles very soon in your game. But if you are hunting along with us tonight, let us know what hunts you're doing and what you plan to do after you get your shiny. Luke, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing good. Aside from a few technical hiccups with the stream tonight, we're hopefully back up and running, and I'm feeling good about the hunt tonight. I think we can hopefully grind through and get this one done, and then get going with the game. And Gamer Groiper? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You've just become a member and I'm like butchering your username, so I do apologize, but thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Really appreciate the support. Ilmo, how are you doing? I hope you're good. Having a good Saturday. Good to see you. Good to see you back on the hunt. I'm invested in your run, your chill to watch. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate it. And you know, these hunts and these sort of runs and these challenges and stuff wouldn't be half as fun if I was just sitting doing them on my own. You guys make them like so much fun to do, and you know, doing them together as well. It's kind of like why I'm like really was looking forward to jumping on tonight and getting back on the wagon with this hunt. Well, the shiny odds full, like, yeah, Elan, they are full odds, so 1 in 8,192. And there's no way in these games to improve the odds, so that's like everything. The one plus though about these games in shiny hunting, like everything in these games can be shiny hunt, so there isn't anything that is shiny locked, which is a huge plus. So you can basically shiny hunt anything, and the fact that we've got confirmation that the Mystery gift event Pokemon like Deoxys, Ho-Oh, and Lugia are available post game once you've beat the Elite Four. Just makes the whole experience, especially the shiny hunts and stuff like that, even better than the originals, which you couldn't get these mystery gift events in legitimately anyway. In response to your question, I'm okay working on my EUIC 2026 pictures. A lot taken. Working on new Pokemon cosplay for Fire Red Leaf Green. Complete Pokedex for Champions. Nice. Good luck with all of those, mate. And looking forward to seeing the next cosplay. The one at EUIC was tops. It was awesome. How do you reset us quickly? Ganryu. So when you're in game, you can press the Y, X, B, A buttons all at once. And that will do a soft reset. So it means you don't need to press home, go into the home menu, close the game down, and then boot back into it. So it's just a quick way of kind of just resetting the game, and makes the shiny hunts so much more digestible, easier to do. So hopefully that helps if you're planning on doing it yourself. And good luck if you are. Hunting shiny Bulbasaur right now, and it's such a pain. I've done like 400 encounters. Here in the blue, I hope you have some luck soon and see those sparkles pop up with the Bulbasaur. These full odd hunts in these games are a grind. And I would suggest as well, like, one thing that always makes, I think, your own hunts harder is, and like, I'm not saying this about anyone that's like hunting, because I love hearing about like successes, but there is times when I've done hunts in the past and I've been hunting something, and it'll happen a lot at the moment, where people will be doing similar hunts in these games, and you'll see all over socials like people getting the shinies of their starters and stuff like that, and it feels like, oh man, I'm the only one that's not getting luck with the shiny. I think you just gotta shut out the noise and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of do what I want, do what I can in the game when I'm doing it, and just keep going, and you will eventually hit the shiny. But it's hard sometimes when you see, like, it seems like everyone around you is getting the shiny and you're the only one that seems to not be, you know. The Crazy Joker is Cyrus. Quick question, if you don't mind, will Pokemon Pocopia be worth getting if I'm not a big Animal Crossing fan? I really never got into Animal Crossing, and thanks for the videos. If you're not like big on Animal Crossing in those kind of like cozy games, I don't know. This is why I always feel like it would be great if they did a demo of these, like, of Pocopia and new games when they bring them out. So it gives people like a little bit of a taster for them to be like, okay, do I commit to this or not? I've never been a one to play like lots of Animal Crossing in the past, but I am looking forward to Pocopia. I don't know if that helps, but it's definitely, if you're not a huge fan of Animal Crossing, like Thea and Tash play a lot of Animal Crossing here, and I really enjoy watching them play, whereas I've never played like that much myself, but I've watched a lot of like other people playing. But because it's Pokemon and it's Ditto and it's Kanto in the future, I believe, I'm kind of interested to see. And I always like the idea of those games anyway, so I feel like this, for me, gives me the opportunity to kind of go on and really fully experience it in like a Pokemon world. So yeah, but if you're not into those sort of games, I don't know. It's a lot of money to kind of chuck down and get it and then just be like, I'm not feeling it, you know? Don't know, how you feeling about it? Like, might be one of those ones where you just kind of wait and see some reviews from you know, IGN or other content creators that do full review on the game, and kind of make your mind up from there and see if there's anything that like jumps out to you. That'll probably be the best bet before like diving in and kind of getting it before release date. See what the reviewers say about the game. The Gamer Group, shiny hunting requires patience and determination. A great way to develop these virtues. Shiny hunters have aura. I love that. I love that. An ex-classified gamer, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the super chat. Can you transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Home in game? So with these games, we haven't got Pokemon Home compatibility yet, so that support will be coming later in the year. That was confirmed in the Pokemon Presents yesterday on Pokemon Day. But how it's going to work in these games is there is no way to transfer Pokemon into these games from Pokemon Home. You're only going to be able to transfer Pokemon out from these games into Pokemon Home. So once they leave Fire Red and Leaf Green into Home, you're not going to be able to bring them back. So it's only a one-way transfer, which is great if you want to port these Pokemon that you catch in these games into newer modern titles, or use them in something like Pokemon Champions that's coming out. But otherwise, if you're kind of wanting to keep everything preserved in Fire Red Leaf Green, then you're going to be kind of stuck keeping the Pokemon in here, not in Home. So I hope that helps kind of explain it, how it's going to work. 2 years for Shiny Selby is dedication. That is huge dedication. And that will be one heck of a shiny when you finally land on it as well. One way to transfer classified gamer. Once you send them to Home, can't go back to Kanto. Yeah, basically. I don't know if you were ever familiar with like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's a little bit like that, but I think it's just as soon as it hits Home, it's never coming back to these games again. Gerard, how are we doing, mate? I hope you're well. Good to see you. Urshifu is down after Rocky Helmet damage. Urshifu. I wonder if Urshifu... I don't know. I don't think they'll pull Urshifu into Champions for a little while. I could listen to the title music for hours and never get tired of it. I agree. The music in these games is amazing. I will, when I go to a single game, when we've finally got the Charmander on one of these, I will knock the game music on. It's just when I've got two, I can't knock off either capture card, just one at a time, so they both bleed through, so it's just a hot mess. So it's better just to have the game music off at the moment. Domino, bro, didn't know you were here doing this run and didn't get the notif, but this is amazing. Hopefully I don't miss the shinies again this stream. It's awesome to have you here, mate. I hope you've had a great Saturday. Yeah, I'm excited to do shiny badge quest for this game and hopefully pull a shiny Charmander soon. But we've had some stream issues tonight, so this is like the third stream that we've gone live with. So the other ones kept crashing and I don't know what the issue was, but it seems to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, fine now. So maybe that explains the notif. It's probably good that you didn't get all the notifs, because it would have just been so confusing. Armando, how are you doing? I hope your Saturday is going good. And I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. Great to have you join us tonight. Hopefully you bring us some luck. Do you use one controller for both games? No, I got a controller for both of them, so I'm using two controllers. One for each Switch here. And I've thankfully switched them over from yesterday, because I was using the 8-bit doll controllers, but I was constantly complaining yesterday about the buttons on those controllers, so I've switched over to the Pro controllers that I've got, and the buttons are much quieter, which is nice. 2000 resets in for shiny Charmander, staying positive and focused. Good luck. JT, I hope you get that shiny Charmander soon. I really do. I'll be rooting for you, mate, and sending some shiny luck your way. And if you do manage to get it, 2000 resets is a lot in, so hopefully it's soon. But do let us know if you get lucky. Actually having a shiny Rowlet and Ultra Sun, which is pretty grueling by itself, thanks to the cutscene. That is a rough shiny starter hunt for sure. With that cutscene, that is, I think, one of the longest ones, I would say. But like, getting that is like such a great accomplishment. Like, shiny hunt, such a great shiny hunt to do. Giuseppe, how are we doing, mate? I hope you're good, and good to see you, mate. Thanks for hopping back over. Sorry for the technical issues earlier. 3 streams in one day, you're a machine. I know, it's like on paper it looks like crazy, but reality it's like me having a like nightmare behind the scenes with technical issues. Do you think Arsenal is going to win the Premier League? And also, do you think Winds and Waves is going to lag like Scarlet and Violet during the release? Hopefully not. Chris, I'll answer the Winds and Waves one first. No, I'm pretty confident that I think Winds and Waves is going to come out and it's going to be a seamless experience for the most part. I think it's going to be nothing like Scarlet and Violet. There's a big part of me that thinks like that additional year that we've got to wait till 2027 is because of maybe the issues that they had with Scarlet and Violet, and they want to be 100% watertight, super sure that this game is going to run as smooth as butter when it releases, so they don't have the issues like they did with Scarlet and Violet. Because I think if we didn't have the issues like we had with Scarlet and Violet, there's a part of me that thinks Winds and Waves would have dropped this year, but I think they've given themselves as much time, probably more time than they need to get this game ready. So yes. And do I think Arsenal is going to win the Premier League? I will tell you this. I have seen pretty much most of the Newcastle home games this year, and Arsenal, in my opinion, have been the best team that have been at St James's Park this year, in my opinion. So on that, I would say yes, but I would never write off City, because I feel like City are experienced. They know how to win the league. They've done it a bunch of times before. But I think this is the best chance you're going to have. And would I like to see you win? Yes, I would. So I hope you do. But I am hesitant to say that it's over just yet. I still think there's a little way to go. I think you guys play each other, right? So that's going to be a big game. That's going to be huge and really telling. But let's hope we see you do it. And also along the way, hopefully you get progress in the Champions League. We meet you in the final, and we manage to scuff us way through in the Champions League final. I don't know. I don't think that'll happen, but no. I think Winds and Waves will be super smooth though. I think it'll be probably one of the best games we've had. I don't feel as confident with these predictions though. I had some big confidence going into the presents yesterday and didn't really get many things right. Are we back? Good luck with the shiny. I'll be hunting while watching. This is better to do. Son, it's not as boring hunting alone. I agree. It's always nice hunting with others as well. But Superfly, good luck with your shiny hunt. I hope you manage to see those sparkles. If you do, let us know in the chat. I'd love to celebrate pop off with you when you do get that shiny. Meat Puppet, how are we doing? Hope you're good and having a great Saturday. Great to have you join the stream. 722 resets in. No shiny Charmander yet. Nothing yet. But tonight might be the night where we get the Charmander, hopefully. And good luck with your hunt as well. Which shiny are you going for after the Charmander? We talked about this yesterday. I think, like, because I'm going for Charmander and Brock's up first, it's a tough gym battle with just the Charmander. So there's the option I could go for a Mankey, for a shiny Mankey, which will roll Brock. But it's going to delay us starting for quite a bit. So I don't know whether to... And I don't really want to have to over-level Charmander and kind of cheese my way through Brock too much. But I don't know if we just do that. Just suck it up and just be like, just do it. Just to get through Brock. Because Charmander gets Metal Claw, I think, around level 13, 12, 13, around there. So we'd have a super effective attack against it. It's just, we'd need to be much higher level than the Onyx, just because of the base stat discrepancy. Like, Onyx is super fast, and it hits really hard. So we'd struggle with it unless we were, like, really over leveled. And I think our best bet is probably getting a shiny Mankey. So maybe shiny Mankey, but I don't know. My problem is, I think, when I look in the future towards that, like, team of 6 shinies that we have going into the Elite Four, I don't know if Primeape's on that team. So it's like an extra shiny that we might not end up using in the end game, which feels like, do I sink that time in? Because that hunt could take a long time. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions for what our next shiny hunt should be, let me know. I'd love to have a listen. But it would have to be before Pewter City, I think, because it has to help with Brock. Which club in the English Premier League do you hate the most? Do I hate the most? I don't know about hating the most. I have teams. I don't know if I hate any teams. I like, because hate's a pretty strong word, right? I have teams that I don't like playing, but that's just because they always slap Newcastle whenever we play them. So, well, that's kind of different to actually hating the team, you know? I don't think there's any teams that I actually hate. I don't like playing Liverpool. I hate playing Liverpool because they always slap us, and I'm so pleased like we're not facing them or have any chance of really facing them in Champions League, because I think that would have just been all hope over straight away. Other teams that I don't like playing, Brighton. I don't like playing Brighton, but other than that, not in the Premier League, I don't mind. I think, yeah, other than Liverpool, it's all right, but that's just because Liverpool are good, and even when they're playing bad and we're playing good, we still can't beat them. Please write off City. Young lady, you know it's going to be the year where you get it. I hope it is. Jakub Soja, thank you so much for the subscribe, and if you join the stream tonight, I hope you enjoy it with us. Drive Fitness Miami, what are you using him? Drive Fitness Miami workouts. I missed the workouts on the end. Thank you so much for the sub, appreciate it. And if you join us tonight, hope you enjoy the stream. Sorry mate, just tuned in. What do you think will happen with Eddie? Backlash seems bad tonight, doesn't it? I don't know. I love Eddie, I really do, but he's getting a lot wrong at the minute. It's not looking great, is it? I don't know why he played Joe Linton on the left wing and then Voltamada in midfield again. I saw the lineup when it first got published and I was like, oh, he's playing Voltamada up top, and I was like, okay, that's good. Just go with that again, you know, and then play Langer and Gordon off him. But no, I don't know. And playing Burn again just frustrates me when Botman's on the bench and could be there, and I just think, like, I like Dan Burn as a centre back, but I just think there's just too much in Pope. Like, don't get me started on Pope. I don't think he should be starting. I think Ramsey should be in, but yeah. just to name a few things. I don't know. April 18th we play City. It's not that long away, right? I think City's gonna sneak the title away. I'd like to see Arsenal do it. I really would, but yeah, I just think it's dangerous to write City off, you know. I'm using Easy SMX as 10 controller, clicky noisy buttons. Oh, that's, I couldn't, this is the culprit from yesterday. This 8-bit dog controller, the buttons, it's a great controller, don't get me wrong, but the buttons on this controller are horrendous. They're so loud. And I don't like the feel of them either. They feel like they're just not nice. It's all good technology be like that sometimes. Also just getting myself ready for Seville, struggling to figure out what team I want to be using. This, if you watch the regionals this weekend, I think it's going to give you hopefully some good inspiration to set up for Seville. It's not that long away. I think it's going to be the last Regulation F regional for Europe as well. What's your favorite Pokemon game of all time, Puka? Favorite Pokemon game of all time? I'd probably say Heart Gold, Soul Silver. What about yourself? Legends Arceus is definitely up there though, for sure. Shazindra, Charlie, my friend, how are you doing? How are you tonight, mate? I hope you've had a great Saturday and enjoyed Pokemon Day and the presents and all that good stuff. Let's go, Lee. Good luck, my friend. Happy Pokemon 30 and so grateful Pokemon brought us together, mate. Me too. I'm just sad because I didn't realize until after starting the game that you'd named your rival in your playthrough, Lee. So I feel like I want to restart the game and I should rename it Chaz, really, just to be in sync with you, mate. But thank you so much for popping into the chat tonight, mate, in the stream. It's good to see you, and it'd be good to catch up with you soon, get your thoughts on everything from the presents, thoughts on champions as well. Lots came out. I think there wasn't like lots of information that came out that wasn't like obvious straight away yesterday, so I'm excited, and at least we've got a good ballpark date for champions, at least. Despite not getting an exact date, even though it's literally 4 weeks away. Kind of tells the story there, doesn't it? But yes, good to see you, mate. Scott Alanga is the worst footballer I've ever seen. I think Alanga has potential. I think a lot of Alanga's problems are that he's just not had time with Eddie on the training pitch. Sticky Pudding, thank you so much for becoming our latest member on the channel here. Really appreciate the support, and I hope you continue to enjoy the stream tonight with us. It's great to have you here. Who else are going to go after on your shiny team? Teddy Bear, the only one that I've like 100% set on. Like I would love a shiny Nidoking. I think it's going to help the run a bunch, so I would like to go for Nidoran. But I 100% have to have a Snorlax on this team, so definitely going to go for Snorlax. And Pukarana, it's platinum for me. What a great game. One of the best. I love platinum. Such a great choice. I'd love it ported to the Switch as well. It's so expensive to buy now. I can't believe the price of platinum to buy like the physical card. It's just nuts. I love my new jacket. How are you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. Scarlet and Violet, I put most hours into. Great games. I agree. Scarlet and Violet, just brilliant games. They definitely had their issues, but I think it just like because they were probably rushed out rather than given the time they needed to be like smoothed out. And we eventually got there, right? With the Switch 2 versions, I think that was the ultimate version of Scarlet and Violet, and they run so well on the Switch 2. But they had so many patches in the early days and so many little issues and things that just I kind of just highlighted, I think, how quickly they were just pushed out. And I feel like Pokemon don't want to do that again. I feel like they can't do that again. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when Scarlet and Violet first came out. I think it's the first time I ever experienced this, like the backlash from people with the performance of the games, where people were returning them and like Nintendo were accepting the returns. Like, I don't know if I've ever heard that ever before with any like Pokemon title. So I think off the back of that, there's probably like a lot. And I said it before, like the reason why we've probably got an extended wait for Winds and Waves, so that they can make sure that nothing like that happens again. Bulbasaur, hope you're well. I hope Newcastle keep Eddie. Shame on the loss today, but good person and sometimes can manage well as long as they keep away from the legend. Unai Emery, I know. Good evening. Good. What is it that Emery always says? Good evening. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I know we got quite excited when we got linked with him after the takeover. Unai's a great manager, but I fully believe in Eddie. I think Eddie is and can be an elite manager, but he makes some questionable things. He makes it hard for me to kind of always say that, I feel sometimes, but I'm happy to give Eddie the time. I think it's not been an easy ride at Newcastle over the last couple of seasons, and maybe even beyond that, with like the changeover upstairs in the boardroom and things like that. I don't think it was easy in the summer either. And some of the decisions that were made with Isaac were just mind-boggling. I think we should have sold him as soon as possible. If you wanted away, just sell him, get the money, and then we would have probably ended up with Ekatike, which would have worked out, like in hindsight, like really good. So Sublando as a choice. Victini Blast, yes, it's a good one. Christian, how are you doing? Initial release ruined my experience with Scarlet and Violet, even though I have the Switch 2. Just can't forget my first experience, which wasn't that pleasant. Yeah, and that's such a shame. And I'd always say, like, if you got a Switch 2 now, I would strongly advise you, if you want to experience it again, to jump back in with it on the Switch 2, because it's honestly like playing a different game. That was my experience when the Switch 2 dropped and we got the update for Scarlet and Violet. It was just the enhancements. It just felt so much different than the Switch 1 game. So that would be my recommendation, to jump in, play it again. And now's not a bad time to do it either, because you've still got the raid events that are running, which they're doing like a new one every week at the minute for all of the starters. So if you missed any of those, which you probably would have if you didn't continue playing, you can still pick up the Mightiest Mark Pokemon, which is a cool thing. Good evening. That's it. Good evening. Good evening. Starchild Luke to the rescue, mate. Appreciate it, mate. Alex, I don't really care that much about smoothness and bugs. I know well from Bethesda. Yeah. I'm a little bit the same. I kind of just laughed off most of the glitches that I experienced. The only one I think there was one that kind of could wipe your save data though, which was kind of scary at the time, because it was like after the games had been out a good 6 months, so the amount of time that you'd sunk into the game then would have been heartbreaking, and some people did lose their save data. But I think a good amount of people that did lose their save data around the time that that kind of glitch did happen were able to get it back. So I think Nintendo had a way to retrieve the save data that was lost. Derek Statler, how are you doing tonight, mate? Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm probably going to shiny 100 teeny in the game center. Nice, awesome. I think that's such a great, it's a great hunt in these games. So I think you can buy 2 at a time per reset with how much they cost if you max out your coin bag. So the nugget exploit that you can do, because it's not really a glitch, it's just an exploit, to get bunch of nuggets so you can stack up on cash early on in the game is probably a good one to do to save some time to help max out that coin bag. Switch to 60 FPS feels great on Scarlet and Violet. Highly recommend. Yeah, me too. I couldn't believe how good it was. Quite a lot changes with the Switch 1 and Switch 2 versions of the game. Any thoughts on Nintendo making the next Pokemon game Switch 2 exclusive? I think if it had been this year, I would have definitely felt like I feel like you should, or they should have released them on Switch 1 and Switch 2 if it was this November. But I almost feel because of the delay till 2027, and it'll be probably November 2027, so that Q4, I feel like they almost are in the realms of it would feel weird it being on Switch 1 next year as well. So again, that might be another decision why it's been. I feel like it's probably not a decision why they've delayed it even further, but it could be, you know. My only kind of straw I can grab at this, why it's a good thing that it's next year for people that only have a Switch 1, is it at least there's a few positives I think that will come out of it. At least you've got a year to plan to get a Switch 2, and also by next November, so year in November, the Switch 2 should have come down in price. I think the Switch 2 should be cheaper. There should be deals. There might be a Switch 2 Lite available as well by then. And also, I would imagine by that point, we should have seen a Switch 2 like OLED version, which I would imagine will be out by then, which again will make the original Switch 2 models that bit cheaper. So it makes it a little bit more accessible. So hopefully all those things kind of fall into place. That's what I'm hoping for. Everyone that's just got a Switch and is like, I don't have like, or want to shell out like 450 to 500 pounds or dollars on a new system when I don't feel like I need to. But you're in a better position to do that this, like in November in a year's time, to do that when the game drops. I'm assuming it's going to be November. There's no guarantees it will be. It could be any point next year. Right, let's see. We'll catch up with chat. What have we got? What city is in the center? It is Celadon, I think, is in the center, right? No, Saffron's. Saffron's the central city, I think, in Kanto. How do you know when it's shiny? So, Nicholas, when you open up the summary screen of the Pokemon, you'll be able to see it shiny. There'll be a red star symbol as well in the summary screen in the top right-hand corner. So, I'll show you now. So you have to go through all this process. This is why saving in front of the starter is advisable. It saves you a little bit of time. But once this dialogue's finished, the text box is closed, you can open your menu, come into Pokemon, and then click in and come into the summary. And here is where you would be able to see the shiny if it was or not. So above the Pokeball, just below the gender symbol, is where that red star will appear if it's shiny, and also the coloration. So you can see here we've got this Charmander is the shiny that I'm waving around on the screen, and the one in game is the regular one. So we know we've not got the shiny here. And I said it yesterday on stream, but anyone that's kind of new to shiny hunting in these games, a good thing to do is just get your phone or get PC monitor up, anything that you can pull an image up on basically, and then just Google what the shiny looks like, so you've got it as a reference if you're unsure. So that hopefully will help. Derek, I'm probably going to shiny 100 teeny in the game center. Okay, we caught that one. That's good. And Derek, thank you so much for becoming our latest member of the channel. Really appreciate it, my friend, and it's great to have you here joining us tonight. Right, we want to skip out of these ones. Switch to Pro. Yeah, and you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna release it, and they're gonna make like a custom themed Switch Pokemon Winds and Waves version, and I'm gonna be like really wanting to buy it and really resistant on buying it because my Switch 2's fine. You know it's gonna happen for us in Scandinavia. Bergsala AB set the prices for Switch 2 way higher, $600 to $700. I'm waiting for a drop. Wow, that is nuts. This just feels so unnecessary. Like, that price hike is crazy. Welcome to the Squirtle Squad. I need to dig out the Squirtle Squad glasses. I actually have Squirtle Squad glasses. I need to dig those out. Become lax with my celebrating new members to the channel. Did you get shiny Arceus? Phil, still hunting for the shiny Arceus. It's still at that point in BDSP where we are resetting for it. So I need to jump back in and do it. Ral, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Crypt Clash, thank you so much for both of you subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate it. I'm happy I won over 4K. Got like 7 games, Switch 2, and put my money away. So in future, I can get a new truck car. Nice, Derek. That's awesome, mate. Congrats on the win as well. That's awesome. But good plan with it. Nice picking up a Switch 2 when you can as well. Glad to catch your stream. I'm hunting for Charmander 2. Can't wait to get him so I can hunt for another fave scissor. Nice, that's awesome. You know, which version of the game are you playing on? Just some, because if you've got Fire Red, you can get Scyther in the game corner. So it's a way easier way to shiny hunt it in these games than going into the Safari Zone, which can be absolutely brutal. If you're hunting it in or wanting it from the one bonus about the Safari Zone is you get it in the Safari Ball, which is really cool. But otherwise, I would say for ease, the game corner is a great place to pick Scyther up. If you've got Leaf Green, I think it's Pinsir over the Scyther. But good luck with the shiny hunt. I hope you get it soon. And I love that you've already got that next member mapped out. Any major changes in the game since there was an update to the code? Any bug fixes or anything like that? I don't think so, as far as I know. I think the only change is that the mythical event for the Aurora ticket and the Mystic ticket for Lugia and Ho-Oh are given to you automatically when the Elite Four is complete for the first time. So they'll be put into your key item bag slot. So that's the only changes I know. Otherwise, everything is pretty much as it was in the original games. And I think seeing some social posts from Papa Hefe, who was playing around with the RNG abuse yesterday, I think all of that stuff still works like it did in the original games. So as far as I know, no major changes. I was on 4K last night when I saw your stream. I think I'm well over 20k now. This Leaf Green is cursed. Crypt Clash, mate, I'm sorry to hear that you still haven't got that shiny yet. Hopefully tonight is the night. Keep going, mate. You doing the grind. You're doing everything you can. Guys, I hate hearing these stories of these hunts going on so long. Keep pushing though. I'm sending the shiny luck your way. Hopefully it lands soon and you get those shinies that you're looking for. And Brandon, I'm thinking about doing a shiny badge quest as well, but my soul, but in Soul Silver, what a great one. What a great game to do it in. Honestly, the shiny hunt for the starters is way kinder in those games as well. Which one would you go for? Would you go for a specific starter in those games, or would you say, like, because you can see all three, whichever one I get shiny first is the one I'll just start with? But I don't know what starter to pick. And the other 5 team members for Hot Gold, Soul Silver. There's some great Pokemon you can add to your team. Gyarados is like a freebie, right? So I'd always take the Gyarados and the Lake of Rage. It's a great water type as well, and it comes in really handy for Lance in the Elite Four. It pretty much bodies Lance just by itself, because you can set the Dragon Dances up at the start of the match against Lance's Gyarados and then just Ice Fang your way to victory, which is nice. Other members, I guess standard ones are like Ampharos, so Mareep's a nice one to get. Dark Cave, you can get like a Geodude or a Zubat pretty easily there. Nice hunts to do early on in those games. I did a Heracross, so headbutting trees for a Heracross, which we managed to get, which was pretty awesome. So that was to help with Whitney, in the mill tank. Because I was having some mad anxiety about facing Whitney, because we did a shiny only hardcore Nuzlocke rather than a badge quest, so I couldn't afford to have any of my Pokemon faint or I'd lose them, which I think it did with which shiny. There's a couple of shinies that I lost in that run. So our team, we've got all 8 gym badges. We've got 4 team members though, because we've lost 2, and I'm currently hunting for a shiny extreme speed Dratini in the Dragon's Den. So I need to come back to it, but my capture cards and my 3DS have packed up, so I have no way to capture those to continue the hunt online, unless I like use my phone or another camera to kind of capture them, which is not, it doesn't have the same feel. But yeah, there's loads of really cool hunts you can do in those games, and the Safari Zone as well is a nice place to hunt in Hot Gold Soul Silver. So yeah, good luck with it though. I hope you have a lot of luck when you get around to starting it. A great game to jump into though. It's another one I think I would lose my mind if it got ported to the Switch. Ciao Gato, thank you so much for the sub, mate. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Join the stream. I hope you enjoy it with us all. And Ian, appreciated, mate. Thank you so much. Right, I'm going to try and catch up with chat. Let we go. I'm putting it out there. I want Hard Gold Soul Silver on the Switch next, please. Switch gods, go back to single screen. I'm with you, mate, all the way. If we get those games on the Switch, I think that I'd be like, we don't need anything else. We're done. We're set. We're set. Let's just fine. Just leave us now. Leave us be. And all we need is like a Pokewalker. Like, they just need to remake it. And then we could have like a, if it was a physical copy as well, that would be so cool. 11,000 is nowhere near 10 times odds. That would be 81,000. No one should be getting anywhere near 81,000 resets for this shiny though. Hopefully you all have way better luck than that. Have Kucharm running in Diamond and Pearl. Nice, Sticky, that's awesome. Kucharm glitch is so good. I have 2 copies of each, so I get a female and a male lead with the Kucharm. That's awesome. Such a cool little glitch to set up in those games. I really want to do a fun run of Platinum and set up the Kucharm glitch in Platinum and then run through the game using that. I think it'd be really fun to do. Noel, how are we doing? I hope you're well, mate. Having a good Saturday. Thanks for hopping in and joining the stream. Hope you're doing good though, mate. The ports are all coming to the Switch 2 just over time. I hope you're right, because it would be incredible to think like we have the full back catalog of all the older Pokemon games eventually on the Switch 2. It would be awesome. Didn't Japan get physical copies of Fire Red Leaf Green? I don't know if they were physical copies, but they definitely got a special like collector's set where it came with the original box art of Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then they got the nice display of like the little starter orbs as well, which was awesome. I think it was like $120 or the equivalent to that. So it's just a shame that it was like a Japanese exclusive and nothing like that came out over here. Fire Red Leaf Green was perfect timing for me, as I wanted to avoid the Let's Go games for manga hunts. Shiny Bulbasaur, hopefully quick time. It's I don't understand, like looking back at the presents now, I don't know why they like revealed Fire Red Leaf Green a week early, because I feel like it would have had a just as big an impact to be like revealed in the, I guess for pre-orders and stuff. It made sense, like they definitely made sure that like people were buying the games, but I think it would have been a really cool announcement in the presents. Like looking at the presents now on a whole, I feel like you could have just left it in there, then it wouldn't have been any more, and it probably would have made it a bit more hype rather than like dropping it a week earlier. But I don't know. It's awesome regardless that we've got these games now on the Switch. What version should I get? Fire Red or Leaf Green? I can't decide myself. Have you looked at, the only thing I would say to help you decide maybe is have a look at the version exclusives in each game. There might be Pokemon that are like some of your favorites, but they're only available in one of the games. Like Fire Red has 22 version exclusive Pokemon and Leaf Green has 23. So I'm gonna let Leaf Green in a few hours and start trying for shiny Bulbasaur. Hey, it's Dom. Good luck with the hunt, mate. I hope you have a lot of luck when you start and get that shiny super early. But very excited for you to pick up the games and jump into them. Are the Gen 1 remakes a part of the online expansion pack? No, they are separate, so you've got to buy them. So the $20 in the US, £16.99 in UK, and I think equivalent currency conversion elsewhere around the world. But they are going to have home compatibility. That was confirmed yesterday in the presents, so you will be able to port Pokemon that you get in these games into home. There is no online like trading, which is a big, I guess, X against it, because it would have been such a positive if we were able to trade online with each other, especially because there's lots of like trade evolutions in these games. But you can trade locally, so from switch to switch, version to version, but it requires like needing to know someone with the games as well to do that. But I think it was they probably released them as a standalone purchase to get around like the save scumming that you could do if it was on the NSO. I think there's, you know, the save states that you get in that functionality of the Switch. I feel like it would have just made it super easy to exploit these games. So that's probably a big reason why we've never seen them on the NSO. And the fact is, like Pokemon can just make a ton of money just re-releasing them as well, like we've just seen. Good luck and happy hunting. Nix, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate it. How do you reset that fast? TW. So once you check the Pokemon, it's not shiny, you just press Y, X, B, and A all at the same time. It'll soft reset your game. So you don't need to go to the home menu, close down, and then boot back in. So it's a way quicker way just to cycle through. And then just repeat the process. When I was a child, I want to become a fire-type gym leader. It's one of the best. I would say probably the same as you. I always like Koga though. Koga's like my favorite gym leader from Kanto, so I'd always like to be a poison leader as well, but not in Gen 1 because Psychic is so OP in these games. But I always like the idea of becoming a dark gym leader, and then I could use Tyranitar as my ace. I'm glad they added the events at the end. I've been using Epi's RNG Deoxys for years. I know I'm the same as you. It's like, it's nice to be able to finally get them legitimately, you know. How do the old Pokemon names work when put into home? Do they automatically go lowercase? I assume everything is, yeah, I assume it's all like what happens now from a Gen 3 Pokemon when you trade it all the way up through Pokemon Bank. All those things get kind of ironed out, and why you can't trade them back, I think, with the Pokemon's actual like metadata all gets changed as it gets traded. So yeah, I would imagine it all gets sorted out as in when you trade it over. How many streams are you gonna do until you get the Charmander? We'll keep going until I said yesterday we could technically, I mean, it's totally possible, we could be hunting this Charmander for a couple of weeks, which is the thought of that is not fun, but it will be worth it in the end. But we may get it a lot sooner. I think we'll have a good crack at getting a lot of resets done tonight though, so hopefully I felt confident coming into this stream tonight, so I'm hoping that confidence stays and it pays off. I wanted to be a grass type gym leader. Who would be your ace though if you're a grass type gym leader? It's like my first question. Any type gym leader you are, what would be your ace? What were your thoughts on the presents? I thought it was kind of mid. Got nothing for TCG at all. We got for Gen 10 starters and the promise we have to wait almost 2 years. Yes. Yeah, I kind of feel kind of similar to you on that. Like, it was it's strange. I've said to people today when they've asked about how it went, I was like, the lead up to the presents, I think we went live like 3 hours before, and that 3 hours was the most fun I had. Like us just kind of bantering, theorizing what we might see in the presents, hyping everything up, doing the bingo card. It was so much fun. And then the presents came and we got some cool announcements, but I don't know. I think the whole build up to it, it just was always gonna feel mid, I think, with how much fun I had on the build up to everything and what I was expecting, because the 30th anniversary, of course, you kind of expect the biggest and the best announcements to come out. And yeah, we got some good stuff. Like Wind and Waves is great, but I said it yesterday, I'm finding it hard to get excited for that game because we've got so long to wait. I'm like, it's awesome and it looks awesome, but I'm just like, great, I've got like a year come November probably to wait for this game. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get too hyped about it now because it's so far off, and it feels like I almost feel like they should have maybe not announced it now and kept it for next Pokemon Day. But I don't know, who am I to decide what they announce when? But that's almost how I feel about it. I feel like it was all right, it was okay. I think Austin's thumb kind of like sums up how I felt perfectly. Like, it's fine, it's fine. That's exactly how I felt. And I was like, yeah, just not normally how I feel with any announcement, you know. I'm normally like super hype and all for it, but this time I don't know. I think it's just because it's such a long time off. But there's some positives that come out of it. It gives more time to enjoy stuff like Pocopia when that drops like next week, and then I've got like a whole year and a bit to like enjoy that game. Champions is coming out. I can not worry about having to like deviate away from that. I can sink a bunch of time into that, which is going to be really fun. And then doing like stuff like the Fire Red Leaf Green Shiny Badge Quest. I'm like, yeah, I can sink as much time into these games as I want because that's great. And then any additional ports that we get throughout the year, hopefully this year, they're going to be fun to jump into as well, you know. And you never know, we might get some news throughout the year of maybe a remake coming or something else. You never know what's around the corner with Pokemon. But yeah, I think overall the announcement wasn't what I was expecting. I didn't think it was as hype as it could have been. Cyrus, what modes do you hope to get added for champions, like Battle Frontier mode, and what else? So yes, I really hope we get a Battle Frontier mode. It would be awesome if we got like a Battle Factory from like a throwback to like Emerald. That would be the best thing, I think. So something like that. Versus Recorder is a big thing on my wish list. I really hope we get that. I think if we get a spectator mode, my biggest hope, especially as a caster, I hope they have a tournament mode. And every time a match begins, a code is generated for that particular match and it is sent to the tournament hub. So as us casting, we can just use the code that's generated from that battle and we can just go into spectator mode for that battle in the tournament. That would be my perfect, because it really changes the dynamics of what we could do on the desk, where, you know, one game finishes but the whole field is still playing, right? Then we can be like, okay, what other games are going on? Let's go into this match and see how things are progressing between these two trainers that we haven't featured, but we would love to, because we can only feature like one match at a time, right? So it opens up the door, and I think it really opens the door up for like a side stream and all sorts of other really exciting things. So I hope that those like aspects are included in it, but I don't know if I'm kind of hoping for too much, maybe. Rich, a couple of weeks, remember Deoxys? I'm pretty sure I said the same thing with the Deoxys as well when I started that, right? It took like what, a month and a bit to do the hardcore Nuzlocke to get through, and then we started the Deoxys hunt finally, and I was like, okay, this won't be too long. And then a year later, literally a year from starting the Nuzlocke later, we got the shiny Deoxys. That was brutal. This Charmander will not go on that long, touch wood, hopefully. Derek, thank you so much for the 19.99 super chat. That's so kind of you, my friend. I really appreciate that. To be honest, if I didn't that money and then announcing the remakes of Red and Green that got me a Switch 2. Also, if Pokemon made games with all starter and history, what are you picking between Totodile, Torchic, and Froggy? Oh man, imagine a game where you had the choice of every starter available. That would be wild. Okay, I think out of those 3 starters, oh, that's tough. It is tough. I think I'd have to go Totodile. I'd have to stay true to Gen 2. I'm really torn though out of those 3 because I think it would definitely come down to the Totodile and the Froggy. I do love Greninja, but it would definitely be those. I think I would have to go Totodile. What about yourself though? Out of those 3, which one would you go for? I'd love to hear. I will have so much fun humiliating noobs with my weird strategies when Champions gets released. I love it. I love it. Scheming already. It'll be interesting to see what the different dexes are like, because I think that's, from the sounds of things, they're going to have a set number of Pokemon available at a time in a season that we'll be able to use. And I guess when a new season begins, some Pokemon will fall off, new ones will get introduced, and then we'll have a new format based around what we've been doing, but it'll be slightly different, more fresh, and it'll open the door up constantly to like new strategies coming in and out. And it'll be awesome to see patches as well. If we get like patches for things that are a little bit busted, you know. Blaziken, the best starter. It's hard to Blaziken is such a good starter. Talking about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, if you have a Pokewalker, you can actually get Torchic from one of the routes, but I think it was a gift event, but I think you can put the event and the route onto your Pokewalker. I think you need an external device to do it, but you can do it. So you could potentially get yourself a Torchic in Heart Gold or Silver if you've got the Pokewalker and you know how to kind of manip all of that stuff. I will have so much fun. Yeah, and then Empoleon the God for being the only steel type starter. Empoleon's a great starter. I love Empoleon as well. I think it was the first starter to ever win a World Championships as well, you know, in 2009. I don't think a starter won the championships, and back then it was unheard of for the starters to actually do really well at World Championships and competitive. But Empoleon was on the Japanese players winning team in 2009. Surf Spam, Icy Wind next to Toxicroak. It's crazy. It went hard. It was a good team. But Empoleon's great. I'd love to see it come back in a big way in competitive. What are your shiny chances? Yes, Dim. They are 1 in 8,192, so full odds. Getting closer to that 1,000. It's hard for me. That's my favorite 3, but I meant you could pick any. That was my 3 picks for you could have. Totodile's definitely up there as one of mine. I'd say Froggy's up there as one of mine as well. One of my favorite starters, but definitely Cyndaquil, Totodile would be there. I feel like I'd have to throw Bulbasaur in as well, because it was my original, which seems weird that I'm not hunting it in these games, but it was the original, my original very first starter Pokemon. So I always have like a soft spot for Bulba. Other starters, I really like Fennekin. I do like Fennekin a lot as well. It's hard to choose though. It's so hard. I think if I had to pick one definitively, I think it would probably be Totodile. If I had to pick one at a push, that's probably where I'd go. Shiny hunting, Squirtle, probably shiny hunt Scyther afterwards. Daz, good luck with the Squirtle hunt, mate. I hope you see it shine soon. If you do while you're in the chat, definitely let us know. And good luck with the Scyther as well. You gonna do the game corner Scyther hunt? Or are you gonna like brave it in the Safari Zone? Thank you for validating Empoleon as the god. It is the god. It was the original ghost. The boy wonder, how are we doing? I'm sick of the starters having fighting, dark, ghost, and psychic for secondary typings. I want new typings. I agree with you. I think like it's always nice when we get like a fresh like starter typing combination. I would love to see like fairy added in there, or even bug, or you know, like just something a little bit different that we've not had before, because it does feel very samey a lot of the time. So there's like final evos. They just need to mix it up. I mean, how crazy would it be? I think like a good like triad of typings you could have. So you could have fire fairy, steel grass would work, and then dragon water, or you could go dragon. I think like the secondary typing is dragon, fire, and steel. So you have like the fantasy core there with the fire, water, and grass. I think that would be really cool to see. Thank you, Dimmy. I really appreciate it, mate. I really wanted them to re-release Black and White 1 or 2 on the Switch and bring them back. Bring back Dream World. I would love that mini game. The Dream Radar. Oh man, I forget about that. That was so cool. Such a cool feature. The Dream Radar. That was where we first had the... Was that how we got the Therian forms for the genies originally? I'm pretty sure that's how they got revealed. I still have this like picture in my mind of booting up the Dream Radar for the is it the Poke Radar? I think it was, for the first time. It was just a Therian like Tornadus, and I was like, what is this thing? This mad looking bird staring back at me. Such a cool feature. And Dream Balls as well. Black and White ported to the Switch would be so epic though. Hollow Biscuit, just got your shiny Bulbasaur. Congrats, mate. That is awesome. Absolutely amazing. Congrats. You can now move on. You're free from Orc's lab. So happy for you, mate. Red knows best. Thank you so much for the sub, mate. Appreciate it. I heard the new water starter in Genie is the final Evo is going where is going to be water poison. Water poison would be fire. I'd be all for that. That would be great. I think Brout is kind of stuck with flying, unless flying is a bit like it was Decidueye. Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Hopefully it is just a bit, right? And then we do get like a Decidueye situation kind of pop up where it gets some like cool other typing. Grass Dragon. We've had that. So Grass Fairy, we've had that with Mega Meganium. Grass Steel is very strong, but it just absolutely crumbles to any fire. How many gold nuggets should be enough for this game? I'm using the infinite glitch. I think 100, but I mean that's excessive. I mean, if you want to be like 100% like I got enough cash for everything, I think 100 would max out your bag. Yeah, like your money. I think that maxes out your money. I'm pretty sure 100 does. But that would take a little while to do. I don't know. Will it take that long? Probably not that long to do. Take a good couple of hours, I would imagine, of just going backwards and forwards using the method. I'm gonna say I'll probably do it, but I'll probably do maybe like 20 nuggets and be like, I'm fine with like 100k, because that should be enough to see me through with what I need to do in the game. I'd like to see the Pokepop games come to the Switch. That would be awesome. Get those. There's so many that would be great to like get ported over. My first starter was Torchic, and my second was Totodile. Third was Chimchar. Chimchar is another one. Chimchar is such a great starter as well. I love Infernape. I feel like Infernape deserved a Mega as well in ZA. I was a little sad Infernape never got any love. First of all, sorry for not saying hello. My bad. Second, I will get Fire Red and have some plans with it. Mighty, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. Hope you're having a good Saturday. And I'm excited for you to get Fire Red. Start playing. I would love them to bring back Heart Gold and Soul Silver to the Switch. Could you imagine how much people would just lose their minds if that got announced? It'd be so good. It feels like if they ever bring like a DS or 3DS title over to the Switch, I feel like that's the one that you do. That's the first one that you do, and like everyone's just like, oh my god. Again, it's been so long, so I forgot the method. No, don't worry. I forgot. I had to like refresh myself with a bunch of stuff in these games. When they got announced, I was like, it's been a while since I played, so I can't wait to hunt for Gen 10 shiny starters. Hopefully they don't shiny lock them. Like, you know, like one of the beauties about these older games as well, I think that we go back to, and like why we see people shiny hunting for the starters, because they lock them all the time in the new, like the modern games, for like zero reason. So it's like, I think this is why like these old games always kind of have that like charm about them, where you can go in and you can start your whole adventure with a shiny Pokemon. It would be such a nice change if they decide they're like, yeah, we don't need to shiny lock the starters here, and just allow people to shiny hunt them straight off the bat. It would be really cool. Be interesting to see what the new shiny mechanics will be in Gen 10 as well. I feel like the past few generations since Sword and Shield, I feel like they've been really up in the ante with making shiny hunting like way more accessible to newer players. So it'll be interesting to see what the new shiny donut sparkling power will be, and if they keep it at all, you know. Poor Infinite got no Mega, no G-Max, no signature move, no nothing. I know, and it's like, it's one of the coolest starter Pokemon as well. And it's so strange because like Ash had one like for the longest time in the anime. You would have thought that it was a big favorite amongst the Pokemon big bods, but maybe they were like, yeah, well, Ash had an Infernape, so Infernape had its time to shine in the anime. None of the other starters had that much love. The sprites in this game are just so beautiful and cozy too. Yeah, Sweet Troll, I think Gen 3 like is peak for sprite artwork. All the sprites are so great across all Gen 3 games. Shiny seaweed incoming. Can you imagine? Yeah, collecting the seaweed. Shiny pearls. Surprised Emerald wasn't announced to the Switch. Christian, I know. I'm kind of quietly confident that we will get Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald though. So hopefully that's like an announcement that comes like later this year. I think it makes sense with how successful these have been, like on a launch. So is your text speed on fast? Yes, Shaker. Yeah, it was one of the first things I did. Change that text speed. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep. Yeah. Just change that to fast. Speed up the hunt. Saves a lot of time, especially if you're resetting over and over again. Don't have him Piplup though was nice. Don't have him Piplup was, yeah, it was nice. Yeah. Man, that Diamond and Pearl anime series I think was like some of my... Oh, we don't want to save. We don't want to save. Some of my favorite anime in the Pokemon. I kind of fell off during like Sun and Moon. I didn't really watch the anime too much during that generation. Too much. I feel like, no, more after X and Y, because X and Y had some really good story filler for like where X and Y the games kind of didn't really finish the Zygarde story. I felt like the series kind of made up for a lot of the Zygarde stuff, which was cool. There's a lot of similarities with how that anime series finished, with kind of the extended story in a lot of ways with what we ended up seeing with ZA and the tower, the Prism Tower and stuff like that. If you look at like, there's so much similar to how Lysander kind of had the Zygarde. Obviously the Zygarde wasn't the Zygarde in ZA at the end game. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's not played and is planning on playing, but yeah. There's a lot of similarities there. Game Freak needs to release a new Pokemon Legends game for either the Switch and Switch Lite or Switch 2, because they only have Legends EA and Legends Arceus. I hope we do continue to get more Legends games. I feel like because we've just had Legends EA, it'd probably be a couple of years to 3 years before we get the next Legends game, which is feels like a long time away. But yeah, I wonder where the next Legends game in the series is planned to go. Like, where would, like, if you had the choice, it could be any one of the previous generations. Where would you go next? I probably would pick Unova, I think. either Unova or Johto. I think those two like definitely feel like they would be the most interesting to go back to right now. They had a blurry quality too, much in Gen 5, although the animated sprites were really great. The animated sprites in Gen 5 were cool. They were cool. And Potter tweets, how are we doing, my friend? I hope you're well. Are you planning to play and cover Pocopia? Yes, I will be. Yeah, I do plan to cover it, play it. So when it drops, we will be doing. I don't know whether to do a playthrough when it first drops. I probably will do playthrough stream, rather than doing like content straight away on it and then kind of do content. I want to be a bit more casual with how I do content coverage with it. I still stay up to date as much as I can, but I'm not going to be like going as mad trying to get stuff out as quick as possible like I would normally do. I think I want to be a bit more relaxed with it and be a bit more methodical with the content for Pocopia, which I feel like I can do with that sort of game as well. So it's the first time I'm kind of covering a game like that. So it's going to be a whole new experience, because I think the different games need a different way of kind of delivering them as well. I kind of learned that the hard way with like Legends Arceus. It was not deliverable like a normal Pokemon generation. So there was like a bit of a learning curve there for me, at least. Anyway, it might not seem like it from the outside, like it's a Pokemon game, so it should just be covered exactly the same as you would normally approach it. But I think there's like slight differences with different genres and things. So I'm looking forward to jumping into Pocopia, though. Really am. I think it's a really interesting take for Pokemon to go down, and I've not had that much experience with these like cozy games before, so it's going to be really fun to jump into. I think I'd pick Johto. There's so much unexplored stuff there. I'd love the game covering that. I agree. I think the Burnt Tower stuff, the legendary beasts, Hot or Lugia, there's so much they could do with those games. We need Orange Islands. Love that the base games. I know we have the Sevi Islands. Oh, Pokemon was peak back then. Oh man, I think the same. I always look at the Sevi Islands and think that is just the Orange Islands, right? From the anime. Wondering if XD and Colosseum will connect to the Gen 3 game somehow on the console. It'd be awesome if they do, wouldn't it? If they just were like, yeah, they've got compatibility. You can just connect them up to Pokemon Home. I think they said in the original reveal for XD and Colosseum, though, they did state that they wouldn't have home compatibility, but there's been a lot of time passed since that announcement, so I don't know, something might have changed internally. We might see them make a bit of a U-turn on that, which would be awesome. So going back, you can get Torchic in the Pokewalker on sightseeing event only route, and you can inject that event with a modded 3DS. Wow, I would love to, because I think, was that event only available in Japan and Korea, I believe, for a short amount of time? So it was never over in the Europe or the US. I don't know if we ever got access to that. I could be wrong, but I feel like, yeah, it'd be an amazing event to do, to get a Torchic in your game. And if you took the shiny lock off the Pokewalker as well, you could try and get a shiny Torchic. I can imagine that being absolutely brutal hunt to do, though. Just got shiny Charmander 5 minutes ago. Richard, oh, amazing, mate. Congratulations, dude. Charizard Mons. Charizard's up Mons. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, mate. But congratulations on your shiny Charmander. That is so awesome to hear, dude. Very happy for you. Do you know how many resets you did, or were you just going until you got it? People are getting the Shinies starters, though. That's awesome to hear. Hopefully we can follow suit soon on our road to 2,000 resets. I bought a used Pokemon White yesterday, and there's a shiny Croc in the box. Nice, Travis. That's such a bonus. That is awesome. Nice pickup as well, Pokemon White. If they ever make GBA version of Emerald, they can have my money. Yes, I agree. Like, straight away. I was saying it yesterday, if they ever do it, though, you could kind of feel like the mystery gift events, like the Eon ticket and all of those other mystery gift events, like the Deoxys, all the mythical, like Mew event, they'd all be in that game as well, which would be wild. Like, so cool. Pokemon Legends Kyurem would be a fun game for the Switch and Switch Lite, Switch 2 for all of us to play with a new Hisuian Pokemon to encounter and soft reset for Legendary Dragon Trio. Be very cool. It would be cool. And I think we get the story of the original dragon as well, which would, I think, would be great to have that story kind of unfolded and get the whole backstory with Unova and everything like that. I wish that would release every region just like Leaf Green and Fire Red. Yes, I'm currently taking my Mew on a walk in the sightseeing route. Nice, Sticky Foot. That's awesome, dude. I think I've got an Ampharos in mine. I think I showed it off on one of yesterday's streams. Yeah, I still got my Ampharos. I keep forgetting to take it out with me at the minute though, so my Ampharos has got 0 steps. Never keep count of when shiny hunting. At a certain number, it just gets demoralizing. Yeah, I agree with you. It's sometimes better not to have that count, you know. I'd love Crystal to come for the Switch so I can finally get a Celebi, but if anything, Hot Gold, Soul Silver are coming, it would be awesome. Because if Hot Gold, Soul Silver come, then they might, you know, there's the possibility that they could put the, because I'm sure Celebi was a gift event in Hot Gold, Soul Silver as well, which hunting in that game for Celebi, for shiny Celebi would be awesome, wouldn't it? The best part of finding shiny Pokemon and use games is when they're under level 50ish, so you can bring them to level 100 yourself. Yeah, I agree. I've never bought a secondhand game and found a shiny in it though, so that's a cool find. Pokemon Black and White 3 instead of remakes. I mean, I would take it for sure. I feel like the Legends version would almost cover bases there with... No, it wouldn't be a Black and White 3 because it would have to be before. I think if it was a Legends game... I mean, they could do it in the future. Unova in the future, but I just feel like Unova in the past would be more interesting, and I think... I don't know. I'm assuming more people will want to find out about past Unova because of what we know from the Black and White 2 games, rather than going to the future Unova. I don't know. I feel like I would have said the same about Kalos though as well, and we ended up going to future Kalos rather than past Kalos and the Great War and stuff like that. Like an old Pokemon movie, it showed Arcanine as a legendary along with the trio birds. They never really dived back into that one. That's true. That could be something that you have in like Legends Kanto. Because yeah, I remember in the anime, in the Pokemon Center, they have that plaque, don't they? They got the legendary birds, and then Arcanine there is the legendary Pokemon, and they talk about Arcanine as being a legendary. I think Arcanine's early Pokedex entries as well talk about it being a legendary Pokemon, which is crazy. But I still look at Arcanine now and like, yeah, we know you're a legendary doggo. So is this hella delayed or is just reading them late? I am reading them late. I'm trying to get through them all. I keep having to skip through a bunch of them as well. So I'm sorry if I skipped any chat that has come up. It's just because I'm not being the most concise tonight. I'm waffling through a lot and it's leading me down a lot of rabbit holes. Get rid of this nickname. We don't want any nicknames in case it is a shiny. I mean, I do want a nickname, but I also don't want A as my shiny Charmander. I would say Gen 5 ports and then Legends and Black and White 3. That would be a dream. I really want a new 2D Pokemon game and craving it. I mean, I do wonder if they'll ever go back to this style of game ever again, you know? I think there's just like something about these 2D games that hit a little bit different than the 3D one. And I love the open world 3D full immersive kind of. I'm not going to go too far with the full immersive games. Not just yet. We're not quite there. But you know what I mean. But there's just something about these type of games that just, I don't know, hit differently. And I would like if that modern version of a Pokemon game was like this, I think it would still do really well, really be enjoyable. Pretty sure Celebi was only distributed in Hot Gold, Silver, and nothing like the Deoxys and Fire Red Leaf Green, so we didn't get a mystery gift event for it in Hot Gold, Soul Silver. To be honest, I don't know much about that, how that works. Either way, I just want Celebi, yeah. mean, Crystal ported over to the Switch would be the definite fix for that, because then you would be able to do the shiny Celebi hunt in those games, which would be wild. Is there a reason you're not RNG manipulating? It would make the... Well, there's just a part of me that, like, appreciates the grind. And it's all down to, like, personal preference. So I could sit and I could do the RNG for sure. But I just feel like I like hunting, like, sometimes. Just like, you know, I don't have anything else that can, like, help me in any ways. It just makes the shinies just feel a little bit more special, you know. And I feel like when I'm gonna do a shiny badge quest as well, it's kind of part and parcel of the whole challenge, is the grind to get in the shinies. So it's just my personal preference on it. RNG would definitely speed things up though, but I think the shinies wouldn't feel as special if I, like, for the challenge. I'm not saying there's any less value in RNG in a shiny than catching one just a regular way. So don't take that the wrong way. That's what you're thinking. But yeah, that's just my personal preference. That's why many folks, including myself, like Radical Red. Radical Red's a great game. Fortunately, I can't speak about it. Speak about those those titles, those fan-made games. I'm not allowed to. Love of the game. Exactly. 3D feels a bit empty to me. Doesn't have as much character and atmosphere. But yeah, HD 2D would be a perfect style for it. I'd love to see something like that come back. Wonder if they ever will though. Would you need to be able to open browser tabs and keep the games open, which is not possible AFK? What would that be for? And Cameron doing Charmander as well. Good luck with the hunt, mate. I hope you get the shiny sparkles soon. If you do and you're in the chat, mate, do let us know. And Zebra Shing, thank you so much for the subscribe. Really appreciate it. For sure, something to be said about pulling it from the seed naturally. I think that's it as well. It's like, it's just, it hits a little bit differently when you do it like I guess the regular way, right? Don't get me wrong, like, I've RNG like a bunch. I mean, I like when I first started competitive Pokemon, it would have been, I think my first comp would have been on Heart Gold Soul Silver, so I had to learn. No, it was Pearl. Sorry, it was Pearl, and then it was Heart Gold Soul Silver. So to get like good IV Pokemon back then on Pokemon Pearl, it was you had to learn. Like, I didn't know about PK Hex and things like that back then, and I wouldn't have used them regardless anyway. But I did use RNG to breed for better IV Pokemon, so I had a better chance when I was at competitive tournaments, because otherwise it's such a disadvantage, like going in at like a high level. Those like numbers can make such a difference. So I spent a long time, and I remember, like, I think one of the first Pokemon I RNG'd for like perfect IVs was a Snorlax in Pearl, and that was such a great feeling, getting like a perfect IV Snorlax. It was awesome for a Curselax in game, so that was very cool. So it's just different things, you know. So it's not, I have nothing against RNG abuse, because I think it's a skill in itself a lot of the time to be able to do it as well as people do it, you know. But everyone to their own. I think, like, you know, everyone's entitled to do whatever they want in their own games. The only like thing that I have is, like, when you do stuff in your game, like if you're hacking stuff in and then you start sending those hacked Pokemon out randomly to people, and it starts affecting like other people's games, and they might not even know that it's hacked, and then it has like negative effects for them. That's when I'm like, I feel like that's where the line should be drawn. But then does that come back to like Game Freak and Pokemon putting more like things in place to prevent that from happening in the first place? So that's where I would also say probably. But that's a whole thing for a different time. When I played Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, immediate thought was how this art style would fit a Pokemon mainline game. I've never played the game, but I've seen the art style for that, and I agree with you. I think that art style would be amazing for modern day Pokemon, just to do something different, you know. Doesn't always have to be, it doesn't have to be this like 3D open world, you know. It can be like, people still really enjoy these 2D more linear games, and they're not super linear, but they're just fun, right? And I think there's definitely a market still for it. Still on Charmander Hunt Day 2. Good luck to all those who are still trying. Thank you so much, Alan. And yeah, we're still going. Might be here for a few more days. Hopefully not though. Hopefully today is the day. So after the starter, which shiny aiming for next for Ice Strang? Still got to really make a decision on that. I've been saying maybe Mankey, so we've got a good way to like just run through Brock. But I don't know if like Mankey and Primeape are going to be in my final 6. So it would probably just be a Pokemon I'm picking up for Brock, essentially. Which I don't know if that's the best strategy to do, because like Mankey is not going to help me against Misty either. So it's not an easy decision, because there aren't really that many Pokemon that we can get early on in this game that are going to help us against Brock and Misty. It would mean hunting something else before Misty as well. So we'd probably go for like something like Bellsprout, maybe, before Misty. So it would be like Mankey, then Bellsprout. But then I also want a Nidoran as well, so that the front end of this, before you even get 2 badges, it feels very overloaded. So I don't know, I've got to make some big decisions, I think, about what I want to do. RNG manip is allowed in real tournaments. Well, it's because the Pokemon are obtained, like they look obtained, because you're not using any outside influences. You're not hacking the game using RNG manip, you know. So the Pokemon are genuinely generated as they should be in game. You're just able to kind of use information to land on a specific seed that just makes getting those Pokemon a little bit quicker, you know. It's a gray line though, right? It's always going to be a gray line. I think you know, some people will agree with like that being all right, because RNG manip isn't a quick way. It's not like using PK Hex, but a lot of people would say, well, it's kind of the same thing, right? Because you ended up with the same result, although it's the more legit way of doing it, I guess. But I don't know, it's still a gray area, and I still see the arguments from both sides. I'm just happy that we've got champions coming out now, and it's a way for us to all be able to have this like easy entry into a game where you're going to be able to just use a currency to train a Pokemon up and change it and cater it exactly how you want, super quick for your team, and then just jump on and start battling. So I think that's a huge plus, and it should stop any sort of the need for using anything like that in future, especially PK Hex and stuff like that. But I have a funny story. I was so naive to the whole PK Hex thing. I wasn't even like, for years I played competitive Pokemon. I did not know about it. Just wasn't in the circles where it was ever discussed with people that I used to, you know, practice with and train with and things like that. So I was oblivious to it. But I was at the World Championships. It was round 1. I won't name the person that I played. But for like 2 months before the World Championships, I wanted a Hidden Power Flying Zapdos. And if you know anything about the move Hidden Power, it all relies on the IV spread, odd and even spread of the stats of your Pokemon, and it determines what the Hidden Power will be. Flying's a really awkward one to get, because it's like, I think HP, attack, defense need to be 31, and then your special attack, special defense, and speed all need to be an IV of 30. Really, that's the best outcome that you can get from both of them. And there's another combination as well that you can have. But literally 2 months before Worlds, I was resetting for this Zapdos and I was having no luck. And it got to literally the night before I had to go down and lock my team in. And I still hadn't got the Zapdos. And I kind of, at that point, I was like, okay, well, I need to go to bed. I need to sleep because I need to be fresh for the tournament tomorrow. And I was like, I'll get up early and I'll try one last time to get this Hidden Power Flying Zapdos. So I get up early the next morning. Bear in mind, like a few hours time, I've got to go and lock my battle box at the tournament. And then my team's locked in for the entire event. So I'm panicking, as you can imagine, and just not feeling great about going into the tournament at all. Because I'm like, this Zapdos is pretty pivotal to how the whole team functions. It's Scarf, it's got Hidden Power Flying, 4 specific matchups that the team's like weak against. So I sit there, and maybe an hour in, I hit Hidden Power Flying on Zapdos. But the spread is terrible. And I'm like, okay, I have to just deal with it. Its special attack was good. Its special defense was a 0 IV, so its speed was like something like 14. So its speed was, I was like, okay, I can make if I can hit a certain speed with the EVs, I'm gonna have to just be like, this will work, and just have to take the hit. We've got Hidden Power Flying, it's gonna be fine. So I worked it out, and I managed to get an EV spread that hit the speeds that I needed and hit the special attack I needed. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to take the hit on the defense calcs. Managed to lock it in, go to the tournament, start round 1, have a great round 1, and Hidden Power Flying Zapdos plays a big part in that game. And I'm like feeling really good about it. And my opponent after the match, we're sitting chatting because everyone else is still playing, and they're like, Hidden Power Flying Zapdos, talking to me about it. That's a really good call for the event, really good for like certain matchups, exactly why I picked it. And he was like, did you PK Hex it? I'm like, what? He's like, did you PK Hex it? And I was like, what's, like, looking back, I must have sounded so dumb at the time. Like, at the World Chat, I'm probably like one of the only people in the field that have no idea what PK Hex is. Then he explains PKX, and I'm like, oh my god, there was like a way I could have just saved like 2 months and all of this anxiety, which I wouldn't have done, I think, if it had been an option. But I was just like, okay, so now I know like that this is what some players use to get these harder to get Pokemon. But I'm proud that I soft reset for that Pokemon, and the rest of my team. Like, I had some banger Pokemon on my squad, but a lot of people will be like, why did you waste your time doing that? But I take a lot of enjoyment from breeding my teams and my Pokemon and stuff like that I like to use in comp. But it is a big time suck, and not everyone has that time. So I just was lucky. I had a crazy long commute where I worked at the time, and that gave me the opportunity to put the time I needed into doing the breeding and stuff like that for my team. But that's a crazy story, and there we go. I can stop yakking now. Stop yakking, and there you go. But yeah, that's how I found out and learned about PK Hex for the first time. I got my trainer ID and my secret ID, as well as my frame is 2,834. I've hit all between 2,825 and 2,844. So except, oh man, Pedro, I hope you get lucky soon, mate, and hit that seed that you're looking for. I really do, and land on that shiny. Jose, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Any thoughts on how it breaks the official rules and how Wolf cheated? I think it's a shame he's so featured in the company itself, despite his team having been impossible. Which team was that though, Jose? I'm not gonna badmouth anyone for like allegations when I don't know what we're talking about here. But Wolf's a good friend of mine, and you know, I don't know what we're talking about, so I'd need more context to get into it. But yeah, I'm not gonna be calling anyone out or badmouthing anyone specifically about stuff, because it's happened, and there's a lot of misinformation out there as well about stuff. You know, you can't take everything you hear or read just at face value, you know, despite where it comes from, a lot of the time stuff is put out there for a reason. But we can talk about things, but I'm not gonna be delving into specific people. I'm just not. That's not me. We'll be glad for champions, hopefully leveling the playing field and getting more precise builds so they can focus on actual battles. I agree. I think the barrier to entry has always been a big problem for VG, and like the time suck that it is to like build a competitive team. I mean, like if you go back to Gen 3, I mean, I'm a Blissy's done some fantastic videos about like the time suck it would take to like build some of those, like, you know, I think they did the Journeys Across America tournament team, and they actually built it in Ruby and did everything that the player needed to do to actually get that team, which was nuts when you're thinking about like the TMs that they had to get and the multiple, you know, accounts that they had to start on new games just to get different TMs and things like that, and all of the games they had to buy. It's crazy to think now that we could be at the point where Champions releases and the barrier to entry to just build a Pokemon team to go and compete at the a regional is gonna take you maybe like 10 minutes to do, and it's like phenomenal. Like, it's so cool that we're finally at that stage, and it's like it's gonna make the competitive scene just so much better, so much bigger. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It was the old one, not the current championship team. Raichu one, I believe. I don't know. I don't think the Raichu was, though. I don't think that Raichu was. That was a special event Raichu, wasn't it? Big fan of your channel. Had every Pokemon shiny and perfect IVs. No worries though. And good luck hunting. Thank you, Jose. And don't mean that I'm not having a go at you at all. It's a really sensitive topic, and I'm not like I think the things is you like to get everything you need, I think you need to really get all the facts straight as well, because like I say, with a lot of these things, there's a lot of misinformation that goes around about stuff. And like, I've been at tournaments where I know the person and I know all the details about the team and stuff like that, and I've heard things come out online after that event that are just not true, but then people take those at face value, and then that gets tarnished against that person, you know. I would say that the hack checks at Worlds are pretty thorough, though, being a caster. So I would say like stuff that you see most of the time is going to be legit. And I think especially after Japan Worlds, I think players are way more wary about accepting Pokemon from random people, or using anything like PK Hex or ways to get their Pokemon in game, because it's just so risky, especially with the amount that you're paying for entry fees. It's like not worth the risk. And I'm quite happy to sit here and say, like, I have a lot of like caster friends that play and like confidently, and I'm like really proud of the fact that I can be like, if you need Pokemon, ask me, because I have a bunch of Pokemon and you can use them at events, and like, please, like, trust me and know that the Pokemon I've got, if you want them and you want to use them, are genuine. You're not going to have any problems at a tournament. But it's kind of hard to borrow. I would find it hard to like take Pokemon off other people and be like, am I 1000% sure that this Pokemon is genuinely caught in the game? And I'd like, even if I trusted the person like 100%, there's always going to be that little bit of doubt in the back of your mind, because that could end your tournament run, and that's like the last thing you want, right? So yeah, I think recently there's been a massive clamp down on it. So, but you got to remember as well, like back in the day when like TPSI first took over the championship circuit, it was taken over from like a company that were like employed third party from Nintendo. So hack checks back then and things like that were just not as sophisticated as they are now. So it's all moving and getting better all the time. But I wouldn't always like take the slander that you see maybe about certain things as like the gospel, you know. That's all I would say. It's really weird to come into a stream expecting a streamer to talk crap about a friend. No, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either. I think, you know, I don't even know what team. I mean, if it's the world's team, yeah, like it was a special event Endeavor Pikachu that would evolve into Raichu. Yeah, I think as far as I know, there was nothing wrong with that Raichu, but that's as far as I know, you know. Raizo, thank you so much for the sub. And also Jamie as well. Appreciate it, friends. And if you join the stream, I hope you enjoy it. It's really weird to come in. Loved your commentary as a caster. Thank you so much, Jose. Thank you. I'll get the facts all straight and maybe right on medium. Definitely. I mean, if you want to, I'm happy talking about it like more. I'm not going to like call anyone out without like knowing. Like, I don't know specifically what you're saying was wrong with the Raichu. If you've posted it, I'm sorry I've missed the comment, but I haven't even seen it. So I'm just a little bit like, I haven't got the info there right in front of me to kind of have a response. So I don't really know what to say. Special physical split never made sense until Gen 4 is wild. I know, right? Crazy. Imagine if the special physical split just stayed as it was. It would be wild if it was like that in modern games. Jabonki, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well, mate, and having a great Saturday. And thanks so much for hopping and joining the stream tonight. Doing this on Leaf Green right now. Tribal. Chief, good luck with your shiny hunt, mate. I hope you have a lot of luck and get that shiny very soon. If you do, let us know. And NTV, just got a shiny Dratini. Congrats, mate. That's awesome. 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 Was that from the game corner? That is such a banger shiny. Such a banger. It's one that I'm kind of tempted to do in this run, to be honest. And look at me just waffling on all this time. I've missed the fact that we've surpassed 1,000 resets for Charmander here. Hello there, been a long time. Haven't got ZA yet, so I've been staying away from Poketubers. Nice to see you, bro. Nice to see you as well, Damien. I hope you've been keeping well, mate. And if you're picking up ZA and you're gonna jump into it soon, I hope you enjoy it, mate. I don't know if you're planning to still do that, but yeah, I enjoyed it. The original playthrough was awesome, so I hope you have a lot of fun if you're doing the same. Damn it, NTV game corner, nice, awesome. Such a cool hunt, and the fact that you can do it quite early on as well is really nice. So you've got a bit of time to kind of level up to get that Dragonite before the Elite Four. It's really fun and refreshing to have these old special physical splits. Shadow Ball on Snorlax is so fun. It's so bust, isn't it? It's so broken. It's like one of my favorite things in this game. And that's why I want the Snorlax so much on this team. Like, I have to get that Shadow Ball TM. Have to get that Snorlax with Shadow Ball. It's so fun. It definitely wasn't from the Safari Zone. I mean, that's just like another level of like crazy hunting Dratini from the Safari Zone. The encounter, the like the cojones you need to go and shiny hunt Dratini from the Safari Zone, man. Crazy. That is one of the, I think probably the hardest hunt in the games, I would say. I'm going to shiny hunt Totodile, one of my favorite Gen 2 starters. Brandon, good luck with the shiny Totodile hunt. It's a great shiny as well. Always one of my favorites. I'm on 250 at the moment. I'm struggling, but I refuse to play without a shiny Charmander. I am with you. We are both, we can both plow on together. Hopefully get some luck and get this shiny Charmander soon. But good luck with your hunt, mate. I hope you do see those shiny sparkles pop up in your game in the next few resets. Have you done a shiny run on Fire Red before? I've never done. No, never. So the only shiny hunt I've ever done on these games was for the Deoxys. That was an experience. It was like 19,000 resets in total before I found the shiny. So that was a special shiny when I eventually got it. But that's the only one I've ever done. I've done a hardcore Nuzlocke playthrough of Leaf Green, but never a shiny badge quest. So I'm excited to do the shiny badge quest through these games. And it'll kind of be like a shiny badge quest, but also kind of shiny dream team quest as well, I guess. But I already feel like I'm making things harder for myself this early into the game by choosing the Charmander. I know it works out in the late game way better with Charizard and once we're past Brock and Misty, but I feel like there's 2 additional hunts I probably need to do picking Charmander, which makes it extends things a little more, because I'm not super confident that Charmander can take Brock down by itself. So I feel like we go after Mankey next and shiny hunt the Mankey, but the Mankey might show up a bit quicker. And we can hunt the Mankey on both games as well if we do go for that, so that would help speed things up. What's the best nature for Charmy? I would say modest. In these games, I would say modest is probably the best you can hope for. Timid's not bad, the speed does help, but I think modest, just the power that you get extra on all of your attacks, is so useful. My friend just got a shiny Weedle from the forest, so lucky. That's an awesome shiny. Anything from Viridian Forest is such a good shiny to get. Really would love to get a Pikachu from Viridian Forest, I really would. I'm sad that now I've passed up 2 modest Charmanders so far. Sweet Troll Wolfie, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it when you get that shiny modest Charmander. Don't have any regrets. What's the best name? And that was an experience. Yeah, that's the Deoxys was definitely a ride. One that I never expected to take as long to do. But I feel like I've paid my shiny hunting taxes with that one hunt, so I'm like, we should hit a little bit more luck in future hunts like these. I want a shiny Charmander for Black Charizard for so long, but 19k reset, sheesh. Yeah, I don't think, like, I think that was the extreme of how deep you can go with these shiny hunts. Hopefully none of you that are like going for the shiny Charmander or any of the other starters have to go that far. Metal Claw Charmander, yeah, I just feel like I'd have to level Charmander up, or like pretty over level it for the Onyx, but Metal Claw definitely helps. Just Prey Rock Tomb doesn't kill. Yeah, that's the big problem. The Rock Tomb, it's so strong. And I feel like you're not one shot on Onyx with Metal Claw. You're gonna spam the Nugget Bridge. We'll probably do a little bit, Lilo. So I don't think I'll do it for that long, but I will take advantage of it when it is there. We'll probably get around 20 nuggets. Jace, how you doing, mate? Great to see you. You're gonna play Gales of Darkness when it arrives on the online. I definitely will, because I've, you know, I think I've got to jump in and play that game. But we didn't get a date. We didn't get it. Did we get a date? I'm pretty sure we didn't get a specific date for it, did we? Or did we get like a rough time period when it was gonna release? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. How about yourself? Thank you, Lee. I appreciate the stuff, mate. No, I am going that insane. I just want it to be shiny. Shiny plus modest would require RNG manipulation to not be here literally for yeah, for sure. And there's no way if you get the shiny, you're settling on whatever nature it's got, right? There's no way you're setting over a shiny. I think just for a nature, that would be that would be insane to do. Like, I've got a preference on my nature. I think modest would be perfect if we got a modest shiny, but I am not going to be picky. If we just get the shiny, I'm going to be like, yes, that's fine. And whatever nature it is I'm super cool with. Can you trade with GBA with the wireless module? I'm not sure. I've never tested it, and I haven't read anything about anyone trying that out yet, so I'm not too sure. But that's something I definitely want to try out over the weekend. I mentioned I will be putting like a video out with like a bunch of like info about these games and probably doing a lot of tests like that, so keep an eye out for it. So when I do, I'll definitely update you all with the inner workings of Fire Red Leaf Green and all that sort of stuff. What shiny did you get the quickest, and how long did it take you? Okay, What shiny was the quickest that I got? One that jumps straight to my mind is when I was shiny hunting the legendaries for a video I did, and it was in the wormholes. I got the wormhole in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon really quick for Kyogre, and on the first check I got the Kyogre, so it literally took maybe 5 minutes tops. So that was a really quick shiny hunt. The odds were a lot better though in that game than they are in these games. For a full odds shiny, the quickest I've got was probably sub an hour. I got a shiny Geodude in Hard Gold, Soul Silver in the Dark Cave in less than 100 resets, which was nuts. So we just got the shiny just got a shiny Chikorita as our starter, and then I went to the Dark Cave straight after that. So in the same stream, we got the shiny Chikorita as our starter, and then we got the shiny Geodude very soon after that. So it was a pretty cool way to start the playthrough after the shiny. The shiny took a long time. The starter Chikorita took a very long time to get though. That was a couple of weeks. So that was a bit brutal. And Brady, thank you so much for becoming our latest member of the channel. Really appreciate it, mate. And great to have you on board. And thank you so much for the support. Shiny Bulbasaur I got was a serious nature. It's not too bad. Lucky all around. Serious is not. It could have been way worse. Way worse than that. Just got a rash. Shiny Charmander after starting a new game because I accidentally saved when I was hunting after you to get the start. So I had to make a new game and got it. No way, Ethan. That's wild, mate. That is crazy. And a rash one's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pedro, thank you so much for the sub, mate. Really appreciate it. And Isaac as well. Thank you for subbing and supporting the channel. Nice, I don't have the patience to wait just to be wanting to play lol. I know that's the problem. That's a big like hang up I think with the shiny starter hunt. It's like I do want to dive in and start playing these games, but I've decided I'm doing a shiny only run, so we're committed at this point. And the playthrough will be good when we get to it. But yes, I know, mate. I totally relate to that. It's definitely the thoughts crossed my mind a few times. Nice, I don't have the pay, and I hope you get this Charmander soon. Travis, thank you so much. I hope so too. Never Melt Ice, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. It's been a little while. Hope you've been keeping well, my friend. Any thoughts on a regional variant Ho-Oh? That would be so good, wouldn't it? Regional variant Ho-Oh and Lugia. They feel like they fit into the Gen 10 like region pretty well, both of them, don't they? Be cool if there's links between this Gen 10 region and Johto. Recall Johto, skies and seas, themes, Ho-Oh and Lugia. It does feel very much like they fit slot straight in, doesn't it? I would be absolutely buzzing if we got Ho-Oh and Lugia as regional legendary variants in these games. How do you control two switches synced at the same time, by the way? So I'm playing on my Switch 1, which is this one, which is my Leaf Green copy, and then my Fire Red, which is this copy. And then they've both got a separate controller hooked up to them, so I'm just... Although they look very synced at the minute, then they're not, you know, so this one's not synced with this one, but it does look as though they're synced up a lot of the time. But yeah, that's pretty much, I've just got two versions running at the same time, just to give us a little, hopefully more chance of getting the shiny. Shiny Gundam Wang, how are we doing? Such a long time. It has been a while. I hope you've been keeping good, and great to see you tonight. I hope you've had a great Saturday. Enjoyed Pokemon Day yesterday. I'm still stuck at Ox Lab trying to get this Squirtle level 7 Pingchi. I hope you find it soon. I really do. It's the different waves of shiny hunting. You're experiencing all of the different waves that come. The good waves, the positive waves at the beginning. The dread that you get after a little while. Like it's never going to end. Like you're never going to hit it. But it will come. It will come. Just keep going. I think you just got to push through. Regional Lugia that can finally be water. That would be so cool. Would you want a water psychic or a water dragon though? I feel like a water dragon would be... I feel like Lugia should be a water dragon. It would be very cool if it was. Yeah, but definitely a water type, I think. Get rid of that flying type. It doesn't need it. But I wonder how you do control it. Like button push 2 controllers or yeah. So basically they're just sitting on my desk and I've got a hand on each of them right here. And I'm just, yeah. It's pretty low effort at the minute because I'm basically just pressing A and B and then just mashing all of the buttons to do a soft reset every time. So it doesn't really involve much moving around because we're static in front of the starter. So it's pretty easy at the moment. Is there an experience share in Fire Red and Leaf Green? There is, Brady. Yes, there is. But it's slightly different to how it works in the modern game. So it's an item that you have to attach to only one Pokemon. So it doesn't, once you obtain it, you don't get the benefit across your team. You only get it on the Pokemon that it's attached to. And you get it in, I think, the route connector on Route 15, and I think you need to have registered 50 Pokemon caught in your Pokedex. So I think that's the requirement, and that's the experience share, how you get it. So it's definitely worth picking up. And then you can find a lucky egg. It's pretty hard to come across a lucky egg in these games, but I think Chansey in the Safari Zone has like a 5%, 5% chance to hold a lucky egg. And because it's in the Safari Zone, you can't use Thief on it to steal it like you would normally with a wild Pokemon. So you have to catch the Chansey and hope that it's holding the lucky egg. And the chances of catching a Chansey in the Safari Zone are pretty slim as well, which makes getting a lucky egg even more difficult. So it's a hard item to get a hold of. But there are ways to make getting EXP a little bit easier in these games. Not as good as like the modern games, but there's definitely ways to do it. And there's some trainers on a couple of the Sevi Islands that are good places to like level up your Pokemon as well. I want a regional Lugia and Ho-Oh to be Psychic and Dark and Fire and Fairy. And Psychic and Dark would be insane for Lugia. That would be cool. It would kind of fit into like the Dark, the Shadow Lugia theme as well. I like it. I'd love to see that. I would have said water flying because the Psychic type feels like it should be there, but the water dragon would be cool too. Yeah, the water flying would be cool. I just worry about its 4 times weakness to electric type attacks. Okay, makes sense. I was wondering, isn't it easier to use Joy controllers for both? Just wondering because it's smaller to be held. I think if you were, yeah, if I didn't have a desk in front of me where the controllers could just rest on, I think the Joy-Cons would be easier to use for sure. Yeah, but it's just because I've got like my desk here, so I can just rest the controllers and they're pretty easy just to spam the buttons when I need to right now. I think Shiny Gengar should be white like the new Gigantamax version. Yeah, I agree. I think that's like one Pokemon that I would love to see get a new shiny variant, a bit more like its Mega. Because Mega Shiny Gengar's just one of the best shinies I think we've had. I have a turbo controller I can connect to my controller to both switches. That would make things a bit easier, especially for the A spamming and things like that for these. I think you just got to keep an eye on it to make sure you can like toggle it off at the right time so you can check the Pokemon. But definitely for these like A spams here and B spamming, and I think you could probably, if you've got a macro compatible controller, you could probably set up a macro to do these hunts, but you're gonna have to sit with it while it does it because you don't want it resetting on a shiny. That's the only thing. Honestly, all gen level up is better for this way to actually work on your Pokemon one-on-one instead of just having them on your team and ignore the rest of the team. Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like the individual training that you need to do. You need to actually take the time to train up like each Pokemon. Wild, because if the Pokemon doesn't feature in the battle at all, it just won't gain EXP. in these games. So you really need to have like dedicated time to train each and every Pokemon. Which I kind of like. I kind of get a lot of satisfaction, especially when I feel like you're more invested in the overall team of the playthrough rather than, yeah, just kind of like them coasting up and leveling up as you go. Like you say, you can kind of just forget about them and then just pick them up at the end when they might become useful, but they more than likely will probably be like something you just don't use. Slowpoke got this new shiny in the air, but Gengar and my boy Garchomp are still waiting. Yeah. Oh, you know what I haven't? No, I have seen. Yeah, I was about to say I haven't seen shiny Mega Garchomp Z, but I have. I literally did the video with a shiny alpha, and it looks cool. It looks cool, but it's not got that any sort of variation from regular Garchomp being shiny. So Garchomp's definitely one that needs a bit of a... I still think they should have just kept the blue of the Gibble shiny as the Garchomp color. That would have been really cool. I think people would have been happy with that. I heard a dude earlier had a shiny soft reset encounter. Wow, nice. What was that? No, wait there. I just read that wrong. I heard a dude earlier had a shiny Bulba soft reset encounter. So, Ronin, are you saying that someone like got Bulbasaur and soft reset over it, or they got the shiny Bulbasaur? S9 vibe. No, mate. No, we have not got it yet. Surprise. Am I being a bit slow? Oh, Ronin, no, don't say that, mate. No. Oh, that's what I was worried about when I read it. I kind of double read it because I was like, have I read that wrong? As in they've soft reset over a shiny Bulbasaur. Just because you're in that like muscle memory of encountering the Pokemon and just automatically mashing the pad. Oh, that is so brutal. I do worry about that a lot when I'm like coming to this screen here. I find my hands kind of like already hovering over the 4 buttons ready to push, and it could easily happen. I feel so bad for that person. Imagine getting your shiny starter and just mashing the 4 buttons, soft resetting it away, and it being gone forever. Once you get a shiny, are you going to keep soft resetting the other copy of the game? No, probably not. I think what I'll do, will kind of follow the other game so we can do a double hunt for the Mankey. If that is the next one we go for, we need to make a big decision on what we're doing next. I think Mankey is a good call so we can have a better chance at Brock. It just means it slows down our progress a little bit, but things should speed up a little bit after that. White Garchomp would be sick. White Garchomp would be nuts. That would be so cool. 2 instances. So Zetro, this is 2 separate switches. So I've got my switch 1 with leaf green, and then switch 2 has got the fire red on it. That right there is why I decided not to set up that macro. Yeah, I feel like that would happen. Imagine seeing it, not being able to get to the macro to turn it off in time, and it just resets in front of your face, and you're like, what has happened? Nightmare. I might sound cliche, but I think Charizard might be the best shiny. Travis, I think a lot of us agree with you. That's why I'm hunting double here. I do feel like Charizard probably the strongest starter. Overall, early game it's really tough, but I think mid-late game Charizard is just so strong. But like Scotto said yesterday in the stream, there are a lot of good options for decent fire types in this game as well. So you've got Arcanine, you've got Ninetales, you've got Rapidash as well, which is pretty good. So there's a lot of other options that you can use if you don't go the Charizard route. Whoosh. And the black is very cool though. I do love it. Jared, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it, my friend. Really appreciate the support. Hey, back at the shiny hunt. Which one would you prefer to play through? Fire red, leaf green. Mr. Browser, how you doing? I hope you're good, mate. I'd probably prefer to play through fire red, just because I've played through leaf green a bunch of times, and I've never played through an English version of fire red. So that would be my preference if I could, if we could have one version. And I'd be kind of tempted to maybe even trade the shiny Charmander into fire red if we got it in leaf green, but I don't know. Do we just commit to whichever game we get the starter in and just continue on that from there? I still think Blastoise is the best starter overall, but Charizard the aura advantage. Yeah, you're probably right. I think overall probably Blastoise gives you, because the ability to Ice Beam as well is so strong. It gives you such an advantage against the dragons, which I think the other two starters really struggle with. And Blastoise just generally can hit everything with its water type attacks. It gets Body Slam, which is not too bad on Blastoise. It's just a physical attacking move. Charizard is Game Freak's faves, beside of course Pikachu. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's like the Charizard tax, hasn't it? I want to grade Charizard as the best shiny, but I can't let my Bulba bud down. I mean, you know what? Like, I don't want to. I'm not bashing at all on the other shinies, the starters, because I think Bulba's shiny is amazing, and Squirtle's as well. And their final shinies, all the shinies of all the starters are really good in these games, I think, you know. So there isn't really a bad one, but Black Charizard is just very cool, isn't it? It is one of the best. Venusaur is underrated. Venusaur was my very first starter, so I will always have a special place for Venusaur. Everyone chat, join hands, and give your shiny luck to the stream. Hollow Biscuit, I appreciate it. I need like a spirit bomb of shiny luck. Literally hunting for the Squirtle, and it seems like nobody like my boy. I love Squirtle. I do love Squirtle. I do love Squirtle. I can't remember who in stream yesterday was like, just do one reset for the Squirtle, and I was like, I want to, but I can't, because I know if I do, it'll be the one time that'll live in my head rent free, that I'll be like, that was the time I should have reset for Charmander, and it would have been shiny. And it will live on and on and on in my head. Yeah, I own the leaf green cartridge, but I'm playing through fire red. Doing great, thanks. I was streaming, but I saw your stream online, and I was watching the regional. How's the regional been so far? I'm gonna have to play catch up with day one, because I haven't seen any of it so far, but hopefully it's been good. You've been enjoying it. You can teach Charizard Dragon Claw in this game. Did not know. That's pretty strong, especially because Dragon Claw is like the big special move. If you trade shiny starter over, it's easy to level. That is actually that's a really good point. Yeah, we get like a 1.5 times boost to leveling it up. Might be worth doing that. It's a great shout. Hackbee, thank you so much for reminding me of that mechanic. Totally forgot about that as well. Autoto also learns Bite, which makes Misty significantly easier. That is true. Very true. Just started an Abra hunt in the game corner. I want to do Porygon, but can't afford to get 5 at once. Yeah, the Porygon is nuts. Isn't the Porygon like max coin amount? Very close to it. But the Abra is so good because you can just spam and get so many of them for like not that many coins, which is great. The golden petals are pretty peak. I would agree, yeah, Sweet Troll Wolfie, that is a big selling point for sure. But Les, how you doing, mate? We've got it over 1k now. We're doing all right, I think. We're doing okay with it. We're getting there. We're getting through the resets, which is good. We had such a tough start to the stream today, though. We were like, I think this is the third time. We had to restart the stream 3 times because of technical issues, which was a bit frustrating, but we're finally back up and running, which is good. I owned Leaf Green as a kid, but Fire Red has Arcanine. That was the other thing. When I was like mapping out like team ideas for what we could go for going into this, I was like, we could go for Venusaur, because there's always Arcanine if you go on Fire Red, which is a great shiny. And then you got Arcanine on the team, which is just still pretty cool. So Obedience is pretty annoying in the early games though. Yeah. I can imagine that being hit or miss all the way through until you get like a little bit deeper into the game. Better nights, I'm debating doing my own shiny only run or badge quest in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but undecided for now. I would definitely say do it. Do it. If you're in no rush to like run through the games anytime soon, I think like it's a cool thing to do. If you've never done one before, I think it's like a perfect game to do one in. I would strongly support you doing that. But whatever you decide to do, I'm sure you'll have a great time. Porygon price depends on the version. Ah, is that right? I never realized. I guess because I've only like... I can't remember in Fire Red because I've only got a Japanese physical cartridge of Fire Red, so I can't remember specifically if it has the numerical amount in that game, but I can only go off what I know from Leaf Green, and I feel like it's Porygon's like the top price one in that game. I could be wrong though. In fact, Leaf Green is a requirement for completing a Gen 3 National Dex because of the Slowpoke. Like, isn't anywhere else. Meanwhile, Fire Red doesn't have any exclusives if you have access to Colosseum or Gates of Darkness. That's why we need compatibility with those games to complete the National Dex. But I love that I love that bit of information about the Slowpoke. I never realized that was the only one that you needed for the other National Dex. That's wild. Hollis Relish, thank you so much for sharing. I love those little tidbits of information. Always interesting to find out. Sweet Water Warfare, love Arcanine. Was raised one if possible. Same with Gyarados. Both bangers as well. Great Chinese, both of them. Scyther too. I always felt like Scyther at the Game Corner was like middling. I think it's cheaper than Dratini. No, we don't want nicknames. No problem, brother. It's horrible to level up in the older games, especially also if you don't get the experience if you catch a I know that's the one thing. If you don't catch a Pokemon, you don't get the experience. These modern games have like skewed how I believe experience will work. Porygon is cheaper in Leaf Green and Dratini is cheaper in Fire Red. Ah, okay, so if we wanna go for the Dratini, we wanna play on Fire Red. Okay, Judy calls in 7 hours. Time for bed. Thank you for the cast. Good luck on the shiny Charmander. Much shiny luck. Ronin, thank you so much for coming by to the stream tonight. It's been great hanging out, my friend. Get some good rest, and I'll hopefully catch you on tomorrow's stream. I'll be good to see you then if you're around, mate. But have a great day tomorrow. And again, thanks for coming by tonight. Hopefully, we can round out today with a shiny at some point. We'll keep going for now, though. Addendum to the fact that the Slowpoke line is the only line besides Mew to only be exclusive to a single Gen 3 version. Zangoose and Lunaton are both snaggable in XD. Lunaton and Zangoose. Because Zangoose is the exclusive in Ruby, I think, isn't it? Is Lunaton exclusive in Sapphire? Leaf Green has Staryu too. Yeah, that's one reason why I was like, I wouldn't be too sad if it was Leaf Green, because we can get the Illuminate Starmie, which would help out a bunch with some shiny hunts that we'll probably do it later down the line. Just had the shiny charm after 68 resets, no joke. Giles, which starter have you been shiny hunting? And congrats if you've got the shiny already after 68 resets. That's wild. That's so good. Love to hear it. Tomorrow I'm free, will be there. Good night for now. Bye bye, chat. See you later on and take care, mate. Trevor, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Thanks so much for hopping into the stream. How are you doing in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green today? Doing all right, mate. Still in Ox Lab, searching for this different shade of Charmander, but have had no luck just yet. But still early days, so still got plenty of time to pick one up today. I'm doing Pokemon Violet right now, getting ready to do the 7-star Terror Raid. Blaziken with Belly Bolt. Nice. Good luck with that, mate. I hope you have an easy time against it. So make sure to get an Intimidator next to you. If you can get lucky with that first time when you enter in the raid and you get like 2 Intimidators, it's going to be such a breeze. But Belly Bolt's really solid going into it. I do like Miraidon, but it's so inconsistent and you need so many things to like fall into place for it to work like effectively. Like essentially you can one-hit KO the Blaziken if you get the right partnering Pokemon and things, and you get the timing right. You can get 3 Metal Sands off a charge, and if you Life Orb Miraidon as well, you can one-shot the Blaziken before the shield goes up with Electro Drift, which is pretty satisfying. But it normally takes way longer to get all the partnering Pokemon that you need, whereas if you just use Belly Bolt, you'll be done in like normally the first time you go into the raid you're gonna be able to run through it with it. But good luck, mate. What ball are you gonna pick the Blaziken up in? If you really want to do tons of shiny hunt, Leaf Green is better because of Starmie's Illuminate. Yeah, I agree 100%. And I wouldn't be sad like going into Leaf Green, because it would mean I'd probably shiny hunt 4 Staryu for Starmie just to help out on the team. This Trophy, thank you so much for the sub. I hope you're having a great Saturday yourself. If you're jumping in and joining the stream, I hope you have a good evening with us while we're doing some shiny hunting for this starter Charmander and Fire Red and Leaf Green. Every time I open these shiny streams, I just hope I witness a shiny Mon reaction. Didn't get a shiny starter, but got shiny Eevee after 57 resets. Wow, that's wild. Congrats on the shiny Eevee. What a shiny to get. What are you planning to evolve it into? Does anyone else find it a bit strange that Nintendo will release Gales of Darkness before Colosseum? I definitely found that weird, because I was almost questioning myself through the presents when they were releasing it. I was like, have I missed the Colosseum release? Has it already dropped? Because I was like, this is so weird for it to be that way around, especially when they've announced that both are coming out. I would have thought like Colosseum would have dropped and then Gales of Darkness, or they would have dropped at the same time together, you know? I find it so weird. Nintendo Radiant got a Bulbar on 3. Yeah, I saw that yesterday on his socials. That's pretty cool. Super nice getting it that early. Another fun fact, in the Japanese version of Fire Red and Leaf Green, there are different fonts between the male and female NPC. Males have a computer font like the one, and the women have a handwritten. Oh wow, that's really cool. I like that. That's a cool little touch that they have. You're playing Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch versions? Yes, Tav. Yeah, both on Switch. So Leaf Green's on Switch 1 and Fire Red's on Switch 2. Although they run exactly the same as each other, so there's no difference. So which I like, because I originally thought, I wonder if the Switch 2 is going to be like a little bit faster for resetting, but there is no difference at all. They run exactly the same on both systems, which is great for anyone that's just got a Switch 1 and was worried about that. So you aren't missing out. I was hoping I had the same luck as him. Yeah, that's I thought that, because I saw that before I started the stream yesterday, and I was like, oh man. And if you see those posts online and you see people that have had the luck with getting the shinies really early, you're like, oh, maybe it's just I'm gonna be, and you get into the trap where you're like, I'm gonna get the shiny like in around the same sort of time. And it never happens, and then you're like, here we are. 2 weeks later, still hunting for the shiny starter. What does Illuminate do? Increases the encounter chances, the encounter rate of Pokemon in the wild. So it helps you, especially if you're using like the the repel trick, where you can have a Pokemon at the top of your party at a certain level, put a repel on, so you won't encounter anything below that level of your Pokemon at the top of the party. And then there might be a wild Pokemon that only appears at a higher level, so an Illuminate in your party definitely like will increase the chances of that Pokemon spawning, so you can encounter it a bit more, making the shiny hunt a little bit easier. Do us English players just never get any cool stuff like the Japanese? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the collector's box is like proof enough, like the most the most recent proof that we just don't get the cool stuff like the Japanese market does. Man, I would do a lot for just one of those collector's boxes of Fire Red Leaf Green. I mean, they're so cool, so cool. As a display piece, it would look so nice. Nintendo announced that shiny Pokemon will not appear in these new versions. That would be such a bad play, though. Imagine if they did that. Shiny locked at everything. They were like, nope. I think in Fire Red abilities don't work outside of battles. So there's only 2 abilities that do work outside of battles, and Illuminate is one of them in these games. Everything else doesn't work outside of battles. I'm giving this start a shiny hunt a week because once Pocopia comes out, I'm a bit too addicted to that. So I'm at 516 resets. You'll get it soon enough. I think you'll get it before Pocopia drops. I feel pretty confident with that. I'm sending you the shiny luck your way though, so I hope you do. Is there a shiny charm in Fire Red Leaf Green? No, there is no shiny charm in these games. So the shiny charm was introduced in Black and White 2, I think. That was the first time that that item was available. Yeah, Sweet Draw Wolfie, thanks Scalpers. It's like the reason I believe that we don't get anything like that over here. I seen a Squirtle shiny claimed after 7 resets. Shook. My fist and fury at them. I don't blame you, mate. 7 resets. Imagine 7 resets in and getting the shiny. Wow. Good for that person, though. I think we don't get cool stuff because of scalpers. Yeah, I feel exactly the same. I think... How hard is it to get stuff just off the Pokemon Center, you know? Like, if still to get any Ascended Heroes TCG stuff, I have not even seen a packet in the flesh. So, just feels impossible to get that set. Unless I want to play like scalper prices, which I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I can be patient. Johnny, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Cat jumped on the phone and hid. Which reddish message? Oh man. Is that your excuse, Johnny? Is that the best you can do? Riley, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you. 23 months support, mate. Thank you so much, man. I cannot say enough how much I appreciate that. It does not go unappreciated or unnoticed at all. So thank you. How is your Saturday and how was your Friday evening? Hope you're doing good, mate. And great to see you as always. Who is also hoping that Pokemon will shadow drop a new game for the end of the year? Ah, that would be amazing. I mean, a remake would be good. I think we've got room for a remake, like in like November time. Am I just being a bit too naive in saying that? I feel like they could potentially do that. I kind of hope they do. Just finished up a stream, back to 63 wins in factory. Riley, amazing, mate. Congrats, dude. Getting there, very close. You're like the knowledge you have. I feel like you need to jump into VG, mate. I feel like you would be really good in VGC. I feel like you've got the competitive brain for it. Like just watching you a number of times and how you retain the info you've got on the Battle Factory and the trainers and what you need to do and the strats you need to pull against certain things. I think you could apply to VGC and be really, really good. So when Champions comes out, you should like really consider diving into that and maybe getting involved. I think you could make some waves in the competitive scene. I did this last year on the original hardware. Now this gets released, so I gotta do it again. Oh, I feel kind of the same. Although you did the starter, so you did the like legit hunt. I did the Deoxys last year, like literally to the day nearly, got it. And yeah, I'm feeling a little bit like that with the Deoxys this time around. I'm like, I've got to do it, but not feeling that keen on jumping back into it. How long did your starter shiny hunt take? Did you count the resets? And did it immediately? Yes, well, it was the cat. Yeah, Johnny. How you doing anyway, mate? I hope you're having a good Saturday. Great to see you. Do you stream 2 games at once? Do you have multi-capture cards? So I have 2 capture cards, yes. I had one that I use for when I'm away at events that I can use with my iPad. So I can use that for my Switch 1, and then my regular one that I use for content is the one I've got hooked up to my Switch 2. So yeah. Ilka has to be doing something right. Yeah, I mean, Ilka, I feel, are tied up with champions and Pokemon Home updates right now. But once that's done, right, what are they doing? Yeah, that'd be my question. I'd be like, come on, get to work. Unova is waiting for us. Champions is going to be a sinkhole for me in the beginning, because really got full blast into it. Oh, mate, I'm really looking forward to that then. That is going to be awesome. No better time than now to jump into VGC with champions behind. Yeah, it's so true. I think it's like when a new generation comes out, if you're like, it's the perfect time to jump into competitive, because everyone's on a plane, like an even playing ground. Even though like there might be players that have a lot more experience from previous years, when it comes to like the new Pokemon and learning the new mechanics and things like that, everyone's in the same place when a new generation comes around, and champions is going to be like that in a lot of kind of ways as well. Slappy, thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. Hard to tell if they ever remake Emerald, Ruby and Sapphire Nintendo Switch 2. I really hope they port all 3 over to the Switch that day. I feel like it will come. Now they've done this, I feel like hopefully they follow up with the other Gen 3 games and we have the full set. My Leaf Greens had some Pokemon and I was kind of excited until I found out their prices. Wanted 120 USD for an ETB. If I wanted to pay scalper prices, I would have just gone on Marketplace and skipped the tax. Yeah, exactly. Prices are so crazy though now. But if you got the patience, you can always beat the scalpers. It's just the FOMO gets to everyone at some point. I feel it makes it like difficult. Like you need to get it right now. But I keep feeling like there's going to be a point where the market kind of like stabilizes and like the demand is not going to be as high and products going to be printed more, so there's going to be more access to it, but it just never seems to come. It just seems to keep this period just keeps to be going on and on and on. Like this is just going to be how it is now going forward forever. I don't know. Probably do 100 resets in for chart. Longer way to go for Shiny Nuzlocke. Rosie, I hope you get that shiny very soon. If you do get it and you're in chat, please let us know. But I'm sending you all the shiny luck for your shiny hunt. Really hope you do get it soon. Can you get Mew in this? No, you can't get Mew in these games. But if they do release Emerald and they add in the mystery gift events like they did in these games, then we would be able to go and get Mew in Faraway Island and shiny hunted as well. And it's a pretty fun hunt to do because it's a runaway hunt. Because I doubt they'll fix how the RNG works in Emerald, so probably resetting in those games for shinies. I'd imagine it'll be like the original hardware, which you just can't do. So runaway hunt for most things is how you shiny hunt, most effectively at least, in Emerald. But I couldn't do that. I mean, I started the hunt for Deoxys in Emerald, and then that's when we moved to Leaf Green because I just couldn't manage. I couldn't commit to that runaway hunt for Deoxys because you have to do the puzzle every time. Encounter Deoxys, run away, come back, do the puzzle. Oh, it's actually brutal. Never feed the scalpers. Yes, I hope till silver and hot gold on the Switch, hopefully soon. That'd be so good. Honestly, I think it would be the peak release. It would be so, like the one game they're ever gonna reboot Relaunch one on the Switch too. That would be the game to do it on. Shiny Hunt Mankey after the starters. I really feel like we should. It'd be a cool one to go for because I feel like it's probably not one many people do. Might double Shiny Hunt, Shiny Charmander on GBA and Switch versions at the same time. That's a cool idea. I actually ran like my Game Boy SP at the same time as the Switch versions of these games yesterday next to each other just to kind of gauge if the Switch was any faster than the GBA, and they're pretty much identical, like the same load speed, everything, if you're soft resetting anyway. So it's very, very similar to being on original hardware with these games, which is cool, but no faster than the actual games itself. RNG hunted Mew and got him shiny and emerald. Nice, Sticky Pudding. I did the runaway method for Mew. I got very lucky with it. I got it way under odds. So it was like 2,500 encounters, I think it took me to get it. But that was a cool hunt to do. I really loved that one. And if Emerald came out again, it would be an awesome one to do again. In the code of Fire Red and Leaf Green Switch ports, they made it so that these games can trade with other Gen 3 games, which points to Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald ports in the future. That is, I hadn't heard that info yet, La Florche. So thank you so much for sharing that. That is really exciting, and that like really optimistic hope. Like I felt like my basis of why we would get them is because like we can't physically finish the national decks in these games without the other Gen 3 games. So for that basis, I was like, they surely have to release those games at some point, because it feels so odd to release a game that you can't 100% complete. It just feels really weird. So, but that extra info in the data that just points to the almost it being a guarantee that they are going to come out at some point. Solo, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Just passed up 2 modest Charmanders in a row. It's worth it. It's worth it. If you get the shiny. Quiet and Naughty. Quiet's another one that you could kind of deal with. Quiet's not bad. It reduces the speed by 10%, but I think you take that for the boost in the special attack as well. So Quiet isn't the worst. Third sassy female Charmander. All of my willpower will not take it. Rosie. I know what you mean. Every time I see a female when I'm getting it, I'm like, oh. There we go. Relaxed and relaxed. Winds and Waves releases in 2027. The DLC for it would be in 2028, I guess. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the first DLC would probably be like June 2028. If they keep to a similar pattern like with what they did with Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, it'd be like the summer 28, I think, where we get that first DLC. Would it be the first summer, or would it be like more November time? I don't know. Could it be 2029, maybe? Early 2029? I don't know. I'm really curious to how big this game is going to be, because I feel like if we're going to have a longer time period between new generations going forward, does that mean they're going to put more content and bigger game, like make the generations bigger so they have more like playability and everything like that? I don't know. I hope they patch Fire Red and Leaf Green to battle online. Would be just such a cool community. It would be so good if they would do that, wouldn't they? Just to be able to trade as well, I think would make it all so much of a better experience for everyone. There's just so many like trade evolutions that you just can't get without, like, really frustrating. Like if you want a Gengar, you like literally need a second Switch and a second copy of the game to get it yourself, or you need to know someone that also has the game and you can trade with just to get those trade evolutions. What are the chances that Winds and Waves DLC will be called Solosis? That's a like bookmark that. Bookmark that comment. I feel like there's a good chance. I want Gold, Silver, Crystal ported to the Nintendo Switch too. I don't think there'd be any reason why they wouldn't do that in future, you know. I think with how successful these have been so far, and like if they do release Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald, they're inevitably gonna like be bestsellers, like no doubt when they get released. So it'd be like a no-brainer for them to go back and do like, unless their plan is okay, we're not gonna release Gold, Silver, Crystal because we're gonna port Heart Gold, Soul Silver to these games. Like that would be the only reason why I would see they might not go back. Like I can't see them doing Red, Blue and Yellow now as a kind of port back because they've got Fire Red and Leaf Green. Because that was the reasoning, wasn't it? They said they wanted people to experience the ultimate version of the Kanto, original Kanto games. And in their mind, this was it. So I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver are definitely the ultimate version of the Johto games. So in that same respect, I wonder if that's what they're holding off for. Maybe being able to port the DS games to the Switch, which would be very cool. But there's something about those original Gen 2 games has such a charm with the graphics and things like that. I think you do miss those a little bit. Rose gotta go. Thanks for the stream, Lee. Good luck. 1424 is the guess. I hope you're right, Rose. Thanks so much for coming by to the stream. It was great seeing you tonight, and I'll hopefully catch you on the next one. But have a great rest of your day, evening, and I'll see you very soon, Rose. Take care of yourself. On the Shiny Charmander grind and Fire Red Switch, wish me luck. Been going for about the same time as you, probably 1,000 soft resets, level 100 Charizard. Good luck with your hunt. I really hope you find that shiny Charmander soon. And yeah, thank you for the good luck as well, and thanks for hopping by the stream tonight. It's been great catching up, seeing everyone that's come by tonight, and thank you so much for all of the shiny luck that we've had as well. I just hope they don't do what they did in the Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, where they only remake or release Ruby, Sapphire and not Emerald. That would be so brutal. I don't think they would do that. I think Emerald's just such a peak version. I think they know they'd have to release Emerald. Might be a hot take, but I wouldn't like Wind and Waves full open world. PLA was a perfect formula, so it avoids transitioning zones between biomes and have a central hub. Would you prefer, you'd prefer that, Johnny? I don't know, I prefer like the open world, to be honest. But like, you know, everyone prefers a different thing, so you might not be wrong. Might not be wrong. Well, you're not wrong, mate. It's your opinion, so you're definitely right for you. But I don't know. I feel like it will be open world. I will do the rest on my shiny Totodile hunt after I get back home from Pokemon Go Tour Kalos tomorrow, since I will be at the Go Kalos Tour from 12 to 5 tomorrow. Brandon, I hope you have an absolute blast at the tour, mate. That's going to be so much fun. Hope you get lots of good catches as well throughout the day. Very, very cool. Very excited for you, man. Hopefully another BDS PSP. Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind those games. Full remake of Gen 2 would be great. Let them do a Johto. Oh, that would be epic. I mean, if they did another remake of like a remake of a remake, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They got a big job. I don't know if they would ever touch it again. I think they did such a good job with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's hard to beat that game, right? Riley, you're pushing the midnight all tonight, pal. Yeah, I think we'll probably wrap up soonish, mate. We had a pretty bumpy start to the stream today. For some reason, it was either an issue with YouTube or it was an issue with my OBS. I'm pretty sure it was YouTube though. But we had to restart the stream like 3 times, which was not ideal. After a really good start, but it's been good, mate. It's been good. I think we've kind of caught up with where I'm happy-ish where we are with resets so far. What if they remake Emerald? That's such an ambitious project. I feel like Pokemon couldn't resource that out to another developer. I feel like they'd have to keep that in-house. It's such a good game, right? I think you'd have to make sure that it was like It was perfect. And if they did keep it in-house and did a great job with it, it could possibly be like one of the best Pokemon games ever. I'd love to see an Emerald remake though. Even Platinum as well, but I don't think we're going to get Platinum now just because we've had BDSP. But you, like, never say never, I guess, you know? Level 100 Charizard, it's nice to know others are shiny hunting and not getting insane luck straight away. Only got one switch. Yeah, mate. Not everyone is, yeah, getting those straight away. It's hard, isn't it, when you're looking at socials all the time and you just, all you're seeing is posts of people getting shinies and you're like, why am I the only one that's not getting a shiny? But there's definitely more people out there that are still shiny hunting these that just haven't had the luck. Not gonna lie, I don't even want Emerald unless they have online trading. They could have added that to Fire Red and Leaf Green. Yeah, that's so true. I think hopefully it is something that they integrate and update with in the future at some point. A remaster of Emerald would be great. Yeah, Drive, thank you so much. Drive Leet, thank you so much for the subscribe, mate. Appreciate it. I mean, the same style of graphics, yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah. I'm gonna try another 30 minutes, and if I don't get anything, I'm starting the game. The decision has been made. How many resets have you done though? Like, are you deep enough in to be like, I've done so many already that I may as well just continue? But I like the decision. If you're just wanting to play the game and get on with it, then I totally respect that. Brandon, I did Professor Oak's challenge on Hot Call, and I won't be doing that again because of the Safari Zone. It was a nightmare because I waited for the Gibble because it takes a bit over 3 months. That is, Brandon, I know exactly what you're saying about that Safari Zone. I can't believe that you did Professor Oak's challenge on Hot Call. That is nuts. That is insanely cool though. I love that you've done that. I love that you've done that. But like waiting for the Gibble, which was the Gibble the hardest out of the Safari Zone to wait around to get? I feel like Larvitar wouldn't be an easy one either. Riley, yeah, I had a 5.5 hour stream today, but it was nuts, so I couldn't stop. People kept joining membership and the win streak went from 28 to 63. That said, I'm beat unwinding and shiny hunting now. Nice, mate. Yeah, definitely have deserved to take a bit off, mate, and have a relax and do some shiny hunting yourself, just to chill. XCR, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Not gonna lie, I think TPCR is staying away from Platinum. FK Platinum is the worst selling mainline game, even though it's the definitive best in our game. That's so true, isn't it? I bet they did consider taking a look at the numbers it sold. I wonder though, were those numbers skewed in a way because they just didn't print enough, or was the demand just not there for Platinum? It's weird. It was they had a weird release time of year as well for Platinum. Didn't it get like a release in like September in the US, like October in Europe? It was a weird, and I'm sure it was like out in the US a month before it came to Europe. It was a strange release cycle for Platinum. I can't remember exactly how it went, but yeah. It's so strange. I find it so weird that it's like one of the worst selling Pokemon games as well. How do I evolve Kadabra on my Switch? Jeff, you need, this is the worst thing about explaining this, is you need to know someone with Fire Red Leaf Green on the Switch. Because you can trade locally, but you can't trade online. And this is like something like, why did they not think about this and be like, nah, we can't release these games without like online support? I feel like it wouldn't have been that difficult to implement, right? To avoid these sort of situations. So Jeff, sorry, that is the answer, mate. I don't know what else I can say, mate, other than I apologize on behalf of Pokemon for not implementing like online support for these games, which is ridiculous. Because when it first came out, there was no online support. I didn't really think too much of it until it was like, oh yeah, there's like tons of trade evos that you need to access, and you can't do that unless you know someone specifically with another Switch and the game. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Why did they do that? Yep, for over 3 months, just waiting to face Misty. That is nuts, Brandon. That's crazy. Shiny reset at 1,318. I hope you're right, mate. I do hope you're right. No, Johnny, I don't think you can turn the option to turn off nicknaming. I'm pretty sure you can't anyway. If you could, why aren't you telling me this now? Here we go. Here we go. Oh no, it's already been taken care of. Thank you, mods. Appreciate it. Oh no, there we go. Sorry, chat. Let's see. Oh no, mods have all done it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate. You can also do the ACE code. Yes, the ACE code. I've never done the ACE code at all. I've watched plenty of Papa Hefe's videos about doing it though. I find it like fascinating, all that stuff, how you can do that with the game. It's like absolutely nuts. So long-winded though, like the setup to it. I don't know if I like have the patience. I'd say I don't know if I have the patience, yet I'm sitting here shiny hunting for my shiny starter. Because it's easy. This is easy. There's a reason I'm glad I still kept my Switch 1. Yeah, I agree. It's like if you still got your Switch 1 and you've got a Switch 2, it's a great opportunity to like multi-hunt these games, just to make the odds a little bit more in your favor than just with the one console. Aaron, how do I do both at the same time? I got a Switch, my original Switch and my Switch 2 running at the same time. So one's got fire red, one's got leaf green. Yeah, Santos. I saw like Hefe was streaming for the majority of yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to catch up on his content with the Switch versions of these games. So I will try and get caught up with those over the next week or so. Elijah, yes, we're on Switch, yeah. Hey friend, you've inspired me to start this shiny run as well. I'm just doing leaf green now. Nice. Seraphon, I hope you have a lot of luck early on getting your shiny starter. I really do. Trying to shiny hunt a Mankey at the moment. Hollow Biscuit, good luck with that shiny Mankey. I really hope that you find it soon. Time to go to bed late. Koopsaf, thank you so much, mate, for coming by the stream today. It's been great catching up with you, and hopefully catch you in tomorrow's one. But have a good rest up, mate, and I will see you very soon. I think we'll be wrapping ourselves very shortly, so we might go to 1,300, or might be before then. But we will be wrapping shortly. Did you buy both games on the same Nintendo account? Yes, yeah, so I got my main account on my Switch 2 is where I bought both of the games, and then that account is on my Switch 1, so that's modest Charmander, not shiny though. That's the account that I've got the leaf green on, so it's like I loaded the virtual cart on there because it's the same account, so that's why I can play it. But yeah. So I haven't bought multiple copies of the game. I just got one copy of each, if that makes sense. But I don't know if you could do it with the same game. Like if you just had like Fire Red, I don't know if you'd be able to put that onto the other console and play it at the same time. I'm not really too sure how it works. So happy Gen 10 won't happen this year. At least I can save for Switch 2 by next year. I think I'm like a third of the way there. That's awesome, X. Yeah, that's one plus about it being like a year off. It does give people a chance to plan, and hopefully by next year, Switch 2 might be a bit cheaper as well. Hey, how do I evolve my Kadabra? I have Nintendo Online, but I don't know how to do it on my Switch. Jeff, you cannot do it in these games, mate. Cannot. There is no online support trading in Fire Red Leaf Green, unfortunately. Let's how if I get a Switch 2, can I have my main account on my Switch 2 and on your Switch and Switch 2? Yes, you can, mate. You can have it on both of them. And then you can alternate which one you're playing with the same account. Can you shiny hunt Dratini from the game corner, or is it locked? No, it is shiny huntable. We had someone in chat earlier who managed to get shiny Dratini in the game corner recently. So that's awesome. So it's a really cool hunt to do there. Oh, we got it. We got it. We got it, chat. We finally got it. Yes. There we go. Shiny Charmander on a fire red. That's nuts. Finally. Oh, we got it. That's so cool. Impish, not the best nature, but we have it. There we go. And you're all here for it as well, which is great. There we go. Oh, I was not expecting. I came into today being optimistic that we were going to get it, not thinking we would when we're coming close to the end of the stream tonight, but I'm so happy we've got it, and in the version that I wanted it in as well, which is amazing. So that is so good. That is so good. There it is. We can add it. We can add it to the team now. It is ready to come over to the team. We've got it, and not too bad. That is way under odds, so that is actually really good. That is really good. Whew. There we go, man. I just saw out of the corner of my eye. Nuts. Okay, that is, I'm very happy. Congrats. Thank you, chat. You definitely all helped power me through. This is a team effort, so we can now finally move on. The question is, yes, please save. Imagine if I just accidentally button mashed. Question is, do we go for Mankey now? That's the big question. There we go. Look at it. It looks so good. It looks so good. We got it. Oh, I'm so happy. At least it's got a defense boost, I guess, which is good. Special attack decrease though, which is not ideal. Alex, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it, my friend. Special attack is tragic. But it's fine. It will do. It will do. It will be good. Tim Johnny, couldn't believe it. Congrats, man. I just witnessed a shiny live. There we go. We did it. Make 10 saves for that one save. This is inspiring me to keep going with the shiny Bulbasaur hunt. Keep going, my friend. It will pop up. You will get it. Okay, Mankey squad, rise up. We got to go for Mankey next. Is that what we're going for? I think that is probably a good one to get. So I need the Gen 3 shiny. Let's see if I can get it. I want the Gen 3 gift drop in here for Mankey so we know. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the shiny. Shiny Gen 3 gift. I don't know if I can find it. I might have to add it in for next time. But we can definitely make our way now out of the lab. Let's continue. Let's get ourselves a little bit further on in this game. Got a shiny Charizard in Go today, so we both got one from the Charmander. Like, nice, Luke. That's awesome, mate. Congrats, dude. We need to beat this Squirtle, which we should be able to beat the Squirtle. We got a good natured defensively. It looks so good. It looks great. Right, let's get this in-game music on. So I can pull this and then do this. Don't want it like blasting out, but I want us to be able to hear it. It's beautiful. Mankey would be harder. You could get a Spearow. Yes, we could. We could get a Spearow. And there's no way to prevent that either. So the good thing about Primate is that it's the fastest fighting type in Fire Red. I did not realize that, but that is so true. Pin Vega, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate the support, my friend. How long? This is the second night that we've tried, so probably about, we've got it relatively quick. About 6 hours it's taken in total to get the shiny Charmander. So pretty good. Way under odds. Yeah, the special attack is pretty brutal. I mean, it's got I don't know. It's catching up a little bit there. Might be a good IV, so it might make up for it. Mankey tomorrow for sure, yeah. Mankey, we'll get to the point where we'll play a little bit with the Charmander first before we jump off. I don't want to just cut the stream off straight after getting the shiny. So we'll get to where we can hunt the Mankey. We'll do Orcs Parcel and all of that good jazz, and then we'll get back up to Viridian City. Come here, dude. We need that potion. I'm going for Shiny Dratini through the game corner. Currently at 61 encounters. Novus Dragon, good luck with that Dratini hunt. I really hope you get good luck with that and find that Dratini very, very soon. Such a awesome shiny to get for the playthrough. And a nice stage of the game as well. How do you have the encounter counter on your stream display? Do you have an advanced number manual? Does it count? So I've basically got it set up through my Stream Deck. And I have it programmed in there, so I can press a button on my Stream Deck, and it, like, if you watch, I'll change the number now, I'll press it, I'll go up to that. So it's increments of 2 because we had the 2 systems running at once. I need to press it and just hold it, and it'll take it back down 1 where it was. But yeah, that's basically just how I have it. It's just like a text function I've got set up. How many resets for the Charmander? Nico, it was 1,256, so pretty quick. Really under odds. No, this is Leaf Green ASMR. This is Fire Red, sorry. This is Fire Red. So the copy that I wanted it to be on, so it was meant to be, which is awesome. A little bit sad that we're not going to be able to get the Starmie, but it's fine. They're going for Shiny Eevee, maybe. Novus Dragon, maybe. Depends, I think, because they're like... I've always wanted to go for Shiny Pikachu in Viridian Forest. And I think if I went for the Eevee, I'd probably go for a Jolteon. There we go, there's that Ember. Playing Fire Red as well. Awesome. Hope the rest of your shiny hunt goes well. Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate it, mate. Okay, here we go. Let's pick up this parcel for Orc. Walked away and missed it. No, King. You didn't, mate. Just that 1 second, dude. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it that we got it so early. When I was saying earlier, like, this could go on for weeks, I'm literally at that point thinking this could go on for a couple of weeks before we get the Charmander, so I think we've definitely lucked out a little bit. Get how nice the color saturation, yeah. It definitely pops differently, doesn't it, Johnny? Brent, about 6 hours in total, over 2 streams. So funny, like, Orc. Oh, my old Pokemon, it's doing good. It's like, you know, you had a shiny sitting there, Professor. Yeah, what I'll do, because we're doing a shiny badge quest, so I have to get a shiny before I can complete every single badge, essentially, in the run. I'll keep an overall count of every encounter that we do, so we've got that total to see how many encounters we did by the end of the Elite Four, when we complete the game. If we complete the game, which we will. But I'll also have like the individual encounter numbers as we go for each Pokemon as well. Let's get ourselves a town map. I love Shiny Dratini. It's one of my favorites from this gen. Derek, you're back. How are you doing, mate? Currently on 600, so I'm still early on, but it's getting exhausting. I need to take more breaks. Definitely just take breaks whenever you can, because it's like can get a little bit too much sometimes, like if you're going for hours and hours and relentless, you know. So There's never like any rush to like getting these games like like getting the shiny, you know. You always want to, but like you gotta just pace it out. I forgot to grab the town map. Should I go back for? And now you don't need it because like I guess you would only need. I only pick it up out of habit. The only reason you well, there's no reason you would really need it because when you get access to fly, you kind of have the town map automatically there anyway, because you can just pick where you're wanting to fly around. So there's really no reason I don't think you need the town map. So I wouldn't go back for it if you've just got to pick it up. You could fly back to pallet and get it later, I guess, when you get fly. Good getting ready for elimination chamber. Just passed up modest char number 7. Sweet troll. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Trust me, trust me. I think all the modest ones you're passing up kind of like, imagine if you get the shiny and it is the modest shiny. That would be so wild. I hope it is. Crying for shiny Lugia. Shiny Lugia. I hope it's a quick one. Right, what we need to do is just Pokemon Center. We'll get our Pokeballs, and then took me 8 days of resets to get shiny Dialga and beat ASP. That was a slog. That is a slog. Then Ryam, Jesse, and Novice Dragon. Thank you so much, all of you, for the subscribe, for the support for the channel. Really appreciate it, and thanks for coming by the stream tonight. Imagine getting a shiny Charmander and it's impish. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it, mate. Love you. Right, we need a bunch of balls. 10. 1 potion. 2 antidotes. Set us up for everything we need before Brock. And now we need a secret weapon to take Brock down. The Mankey. And this is going to be our spot. I think what I'll do before next stream, and we start this hunt properly, I will get to this place in my leaf green as well, so we can double hunt for the Mankey to hopefully speed it up, because that is one encounter right now that we've got. I'm going to just reset this. That's our first one. So this is our next target, and yeah, before next stream, which will tomorrow, we'll come back on and we'll go again and we'll try and get the Mankey tomorrow. So I think no, it's 2. We're gonna have to do 1 more Mankey because it's the increments are set to 2. Get to level 13, get Metal Claw, effective move against rock. Yeah, the problem is like it's really good, but if you're not one-shotting the Onyx, you have to kind of rely on the RNG for the rock throw to miss, and I don't think I can cheese my way through against the Onyx with just Charmander. When did you get your shiny Charmander? I was watching you go for it last night. I'm Joe Paul, like literally like 10 minutes ago, if that. Imagine getting shiny and you accidentally reset. Don't, mate. Someone was saying earlier it happened to someone with a Bulbasaur. Catch a Pokemon to help you catch Mankey, especially because you're going to lose a lot of time with the shiny emanation for every encounter. That is kind of true. But that is a tomorrow problem, Johnny, not a today. How long did it take you to get your shiny Charmander? About 6 hours in total over 2 streams. I'm so hyped that we've actually finally got it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe we finally got shiny Charmander. That's wild. Come on, Mankey. We just need 1 more. There we go. Okay. Critical hit. how many resets? It was 1,268, I think, around that sort of number. So way under odds. Right, so this is where we're going to wrap up for today. I'm going to save. Our next target is going to be Mankey in this area right here. So tomorrow, if you're around, friends, do come by. It would be great to have you come and support the Mankey shiny hunt. We'll get it set up on both games so we can do a double hunt for Mankey to hopefully make it a little bit easier. But thank you so much to everyone that came by today. It's been awesome. Sorry for the hiccups and the technical issues at the start of the stream, but I'm pleased we got past those. And it's been an absolutely banger stream today. So thanks for sharing the moment when we got the shiny Charmander. What an epic moment it was. I can't believe the whole hunt is off to a good start. So we are on the road. Oh, what I need to do is drag that alerts window over here so it's not on the Charmander when they pop up. But yes, there we go. Bing chillin' and smoke that ace. Thank you so much for the subs. Thank you all the subs we've had tonight, all the support, all the super chats and everything else. Mental that, mate. Well done. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And I'll hopefully catch you tomorrow, guys. The notif will go up when we're streaming tomorrow some point in the afternoon, so it'll probably be around the same sort of time if you're about, and hopefully you can join me for the Mankey hunt tomorrow. But have a great rest of your evening. Good luck with the shiny hunts if you're doing your own shiny hunts for the starter in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and hopefully I hear some good news when we're streaming tomorrow about those hunts, and we'll be back for the green monkey tomorrow. So take it easy, friends, have a good one, and I'll see you all later. Appreciate you all and take care. Bye bye.